everybody, and welcome back to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age here on Dork Tales. This is Book 2, Chapter 7, The Lady and Dr. Escoffier. I am your storyteller, Kelly. I use he and him as my pronouns. And folks, I am excited to be finishing this book because that means we get to move on to the next one in the new year. I'm very excited to be seeing what we are doing in the future here, and I hope you are too. I've noticed the chat has already bought 1 point of experience, 2 points of experience now, as I say that, to the doves tonight, so feel free to blow all your points on that because they're going to be able to buy spheres after this episode, assuming they survive. Before we hop into game, we should probably check in with who we're playing with tonight, starting with Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I play Dr. Evelyn Taylor, our Society of Ether mad scientist.
Fantastic. Over to Amy, who's back tonight.
Yay, hi. I am Amy, pronouns are she, her, they, them, and I am playing Chastity, Prudence, Goodwin, the Celestial Chorister / Cult of Ecstasy member. And yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Good to have you back.
Definitely more powerful.
Are you? What? Your seeking will be uploaded
Maybe
next week. Down beneath you, we have Jen.
Hey, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Josephine Carrington, our, wow, I just blanked. Order of Hermes Banitharsis. I knew it was Hermes, I just couldn't remember if order of for a second there.
Order of the Boom.
It's all good. I'm having a great time.
It's great. You should be like, line.
I'm going into my last week of school and I'm just brain dead.
You're also going into a huge combat, which is going to be good. Use it to relieve some of that school stress by blowing up an evil doctor. Or Evelyn. One of the two. Okay, same difference. And finally, last but not least, we have Robin. Robin, you've kind of veiny.
What? What do you mean? Darcie doesn't know that. She doesn't look in a mirror. She just, but you know, guy, I don't know what you're talking about. I am a completely normal human looking person. It's fine.
So she doesn't look in a mirror. So she's not vain, but she's veiny.
Yeah, it's true. I'm so vain. You did bring up your eyes at the end of. Yes, you did. You did. Because someone rolled a willpower and botched on being able to hold their tongue about how Darcie looks.
Which is great.
I don't know who that was. No. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Darcie, our member of the Verbena, who definitely didn't have her paradox go off and is a little witchy looking.
Not even a little bit.
It's fine. It's fine. I have a +3 to intimidation rolls now.
It's pretty great.
And -2 dots in appearance, but it's fine.
It is fine. Do you know what else is fine? Our sponsor for the night, Bookwyrm Games. Folks, if you're looking for dice over the holidays, you could look nowhere better than Bookwyrm Games. They are a fantastic sponsor, and they are a fantastic provider of dice. They have resin, acrylic, liquid core. They've got wood dice, they've got edible dice, and they've got gemstone dice in the fantastic Mage the Ascension colors, but legally distinct. They also have vampire-style dice, werewolf-style dice, and technocracy and Wraith style dice as well. Go check them out. They are absolutely worth it. There is something satisfying about throwing around half a pound of rocks every time you want to do magic, and it is really, really worth it. Not only that, you can go there and get some tea, familiars. Yeah, that's right, like printable 3D familiar, to, like little friends to keep around and things like that, and like even like the little squishy boys. And you can get jewelry for the loved one in your life, and that might even be yourself. Go to bookwyrmgames.com and use code DORKTALES to save 10% on your order. Thank you so much to Bookwyrm Games for keeping the stream going, because it is expensive to run a stream, folks. Did you know? It's expensive. And a big thank you to everybody who joined our Patreon last month. As you may know, Patreon is the best way to support the stream directly. And if you head to patreon.com/dorktales, you will get an additional podcast every month, as well as between like 1 and 6 additional games. And usually it's closer to the 6. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. And there's more stuff coming in the new year. Plus, if we hit 175 patrons, Christine is going to run a game. And if we hit 200, I might be convinced to run another mage game, like a different mage game. So let me know. Or I'll run Avatar: The Last Airbender. Or I'll run this both. We'll just do an Akashic Brotherhood game where everybody's an airbender. That sounds good. same idea. All right, so folks, we're going to be heading into game in just a minute, but before I do that, I have a special present for all of you that I'm going to do, not to stall or anything. God, I wouldn't do that. But to give you guys a little peek at something that is coming up very, very soon. In fact, in January 2024. So without further ado, here's a sneak peek at some more World of Darkness fun headed your way in just about a month and a half.
It is a world of darkness.
That's right, we are running Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages, the Transylvania Chronicles are going to be coming, or the Transylvania Chronicle. The S is always, it's kind of weird because it's like 4 books, but I think it's Transylvania Chronicle singular. Now I'm not sure looking over my shoulder.
I think it's plural.
Is it plural? Is it? But it's one. I don't even know. Anyway, so we're running Transylvania, the big one, and it's going to be a fantastic time. It is a legendary campaign that is stretching 800 years. And for those who are wondering who is in it, Jen is going to be in it as she corrects me right here, as is our vampire-loving Christopher Blogg is going to be in there, as is our vampire-loving Cal Vincent going to be there, and playing her first vampire game, it's going to be Robin. So it's going to be the 4 of them going into there. It is going to be a fantastic game. And
fantastic time.
Fantastic, pardon me. It's going to be fantastic. It is going to be an 800-year-long chronicle, and we'll see how fast we progress through it. It's going to require a lot of costume changes, like every 6 months probably. Yeah, it's true. Especially when we get into the 1800s. Just keep this outfit. It'll be fine. Well, I guess not this outfit. This is
right. Just keep our Victorian outfit.
I'm just trying to save you money, really.
If we hit 1500s Florence, I'm good.
We could be playing the Giovanni Chronicle instead. That would be perfect for your wardrobe.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh. All right, so folks, we're going to be hopping in just a sec, but before we do, I want to thank you all for being here. And the quick question over there, we have 149 patrons at the moment. And that always fluctuates throughout the month, so about 150 right now. So if you want to join, people joining any tiers would be able to do that, but you get all the extra content at the $5 tier, which honestly is not very much money at all, hopefully. But there are higher tiers that are more lucrative for viewers, including ones where I give out modules this month. And actually I have a new one that I owe you in December, but the last 2 months have been 2 Strixhaven modules that I wrote, which will be going up in DM's Guild, but you get them for free. And there is a Hunter the Vigil one I'm probably going to have up pretty soon, which I want to run on the channel because it's the dumbest thing I'll ever write, which I say before everything I write, because everything I write is kind of fun and dumb at the same time. All right, before we begin, does anybody have any questions? All right, that was easy.
No.
All right, so without further ado, I think it is time to jump in to Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, and the Diabolical Cage. Last time on Mage the Ascension, you all rescued Dr. Vivian Freeman from her cell beneath the manor of, well, the palace, I should say, of Countess Octavie. After a pitched battle with she and her mechanical servants, you were able to defeat her. Not only that, you were able to escape into the hallways. It was there that, outside of the quiet, Dr. Escoffier offered you the chance to leave. With a resounding fuck that, you decided that it was time to bring the pain. and proceeded to the right toward administration, which we'll be doing in just one sec. Christine, I need to provide you with the stats for a Gatling gun.
Oh, that's right. I have the arm from a proto hit mark.
You do. So that is a Gatling gun. It is damage 8.
Okay, one sec. I need a pad of paper. Damage 8.
Damage 8, range 9, which is irrelevant for this. Rate 225. Shit. So that's a maximum number of shots per turn is 225 shots per turn. So it is a machine gun, can use automatic fire combat maneuver. Botched rolls or straights backlash render the gun unusable until repair.
Okay.
And the automatic fire combat maneuver is something that I have not used in a long time, so I'm just going to look that up real quick for you, unless somebody already has it in front of them. Automatic fire combat maneuver. Let's see if the book actually has a good index. It's a maneuver. Combat maneuvers. Celestial Chorus. Boy. No, I don't see it anywhere. Is it an M20? Jen, can you look that up real quick?
Sorry, what are you looking for?
Automatic fire combat maneuver.
Okay, one sec.
And so basically you have basically 2 automatic fire worth of bullets.
Also for armor type, they have cosplay mail. That's hilarious. Good job, M20.
Amazing.
Good job.
Wait, hold on. What does it give you?
It's armor 2.
Bullshit.
Rating 2, -1 dexterity.
Oh, I guess they probably mean like
It's cosplay mail. It's cosplay
Okay.
mail.
So not like
So,
foam
like-
armor. It's not like EVA foam.
No, it's cosplay mail.
Suddenly Caitlin is
Yeah.
immune to all damage.
It does specify down below, cosplay male reflects modern costume armor.
Okay, so not like perfect.
So that's like either boffer LARP or like,
It's probably Bobber LARP.
yeah.
Don't tell
Yeah, I'd
don't
say
tell
so.
not a vampire, I promise. All right, so without further ado, let's hop into game right now. As Dr. Escoffier's words echo through the corridor, you see that there is an exit sign to the left and an arrow pointing to administration to the right. What do you all do?
I believe we'd figured out which way we were going
Mhm.
at the end of last game, but I forget in
Yes.
real life.
We were going to admin because
Yeah,
the
okay.
exit was out.
That's what I thought, but suddenly
decided
was
not
doubting
to
myself.
leave.
Not to chime in here, but when did we get here? And where are we going?
To deal with that, hesitate to call him a man, but the one who captured us and has decided that Vivian is not allowed to make their own decisions.
I see. So, where are they?
Are
Not quite sure
Are
yet.
you okay,
What
Chastity?
happened to you?
What do you mean? They said I looked a bit weird.
Yeah, you're covered in veins?
Looks at the other two. What?
They thought it would be best not to tell you.
I'm sorry, I missed that
Also
memo,
seems to be
clearly.
hurting you, but I
It-
mean,
Yeah.
it's called the Straits, right? In
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
That's what it would be colloquially known as.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did I ever talk to you about the Straits?
She mentioned that sometimes reality takes its...
I believe you've been punished, essentially.
Oh,
I think it was for healing me. I mean, combination of things, but
or cursing Octavie.
or something. It. Yeah.
Not to
One
put,
day I'll have to take you all to Concordia, where such things don't exist.
not to put too much of a point on it, Vivian will say, but if we're gonna sit here and have this conversation, we should head to the exit, or we should head deeper in.
Let us go deal with the doctor. Evelyn looks very hesitant to actually even say that word.
Yeah.
All right. Proceeding in to the rightmost corridor, you head down deeper into the facility. The lights here are gaslit, flickering flames, many of which have gone out from starvation. The sound of howling and crying and weeping echoes around you, but spectrally, through many, many halls. You are far away from the core of the facility. In fact, here you begin to see out through the barred windows. There's a thick mesh over the other side of the bars as well to prevent you from breaking through and escaping, but you see the luxurious rolling hills of the French countryside outside. It is late at night, and you can see that the moon is up in the sky. It is half full and tinged with orange. As you head down to the end of the hall, can I please get a favor from you? Can I get a perception, or actually make me a wits plus alertness roll, or a wits plus investigation roll would both be fine for me. Let's say this is going to be difficulty of 7.
Cool. So Kelly, at the end of game 5, so not last game that I missed, I have a point of lethal and a point of bashing on my sheet.
You still have
the bashing potentially have healed? They're still there. Okay.
Bashing takes at least an hour of rest, so no.
Okay.
Okay. 3 successes for Darcie. Okay.
For alertness.
Okay.
2 also for alertness.
Okay.
2 for...
Sorry, what was the difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
Okay, 1. Oops, sorry, 1.
Okay, so as you head down to the end of the hallway, all of you are going to be able to see that there is a small office off to the right, leading in. So basically you're walking along the outer perimeter of the building, but there's one door that goes a bit easier, a bit more in toward the main guts of the building. And as you pass by, you almost miss it, but even in the dimly lit corridors, your keen eyes are going to be able to detect. Actually, I should have said Josephine has a much lower difficulty. So Josephine, if you got anything on a difficulty of 6, please let me know.
I thought Josephine did on all of us.
Oh, you're right. She did give you all dark sight. Well, heck. It's only been 2 weeks. All right, so
yeah, it's fine.
With all of you having dark sight, you will see that there is a room that is listed as evidence and storage. It has a thick padlock dangling off the door.
open or
It
like
is,
locked
it is
or
very
unlocked?
locked. And the padlock is about the size of your fist, Darcie.
Now, was I able to
Shouldn't be a
take
problem for Evelyn.
much of anything off of the lady that we just
You were able to
fought?
take a number of chemicals. You were able to take chemicals as well as a couple of tools.
Right.
A wrench,
I
a hammer.
would like to... yes, I do have that note. I would like to use those in order to try to disintegrate.
Okay. The door?
Yeah. Well,
Or
the lock.
Okay.
It's much smaller and I could pour them into it.
Now, I don't want to tell you how to do this, but it would be much easier to use Matter 2 just to weaken it, so that you basically put the hammer or whatever device in between the lock and its actual shaft and just bend it, turning it into a weaker metal.
Okay.
So you would be much easier to cast that. Or you could just disintegrate it and take some straights. Both are fine.
Oh, okay. Can I not like target the disintegration to something inside so that it's not as like it could just have conceivably been old and rusted and I could break it?
Sure. Let's go ahead and do that. Are you using
I
entropy?
do have the rote
Okay.
to do it, so
Sure. Go ahead and make me an Rattray check. This is going to be at a difficulty of 6. Or pardon me. What's the rote? It's matter.
disintegrate an object. It's entropy 3, matter 3.
Okay, so difficulty 7.
Okay. It's 2 successes.
Okay, so giving the lock a little bit of a budge, you are going to line up your shot, and with a loud it is going to tumble to the ground as you hit it, snapping at where the bolt slides home.
I would like to open the door then.
Opening the door, you will find yourself in a dusty emporium. Inside are rows upon rows of shelves, almost like the storage room in, say, like an archaeology department. There are a number of wooden crates, hundreds of them, that are stacked on shelves with a meticulous internal filing system attached to them. It looks like they're arranged by date, followed by surname.
I'm going to look for most recent dates and then our names.
All right. Make me an intelligence and investigation roll to try to figure this out. And as you are looking, because you're taking extra time, I need everyone to roll their current willpower.
Does that include like what the chat has bought us through the night?
If they've bought you things, then that adds to your willpower.
Cool.
Oh, you guys got luck. Oh, actually, you didn't get luck.
What was the difficulty on the willpower?
Difficulty 6.
Oof.
5 successes.
Does my injury penalty take away
No,
from willpower
it does
roll?
not.
Does deductive apply for my int and investigation roll?
For following a filing system, absolutely. 4 successes.
You said it was difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6.
And if I roll a 10, that just counts for 2 because there's no specialty, or does it just...
I'll let you explode it.
trying to remember.
Please,
Alright.
please explode it.
Just 3.
Just 3. And then, how long did you have your mind shield up for? You had it.
I don't remember now. It's been so long.
So here's
We
what's
had
going
it for a while.
Here's what's going to happen. As you are wandering through this facility, like looking through these numerous shelves. Now, while Evelyn is going through and grabbing things, is anyone else going and looking for what's inside of local bins?
Oh, 100%, because
Yeah.
Darcie is wanting to get her book back desperately.
Okay, so are you just going randomly and grabbing things off shelves, Darcie?
Probably.
Okay. Darcie, you are going to start looking around and grabbing things. Anybody else who's looking for just through any boxes, go ahead and roll me a int and investigation or a perception and investigation. So Evelyn, you start sorting through things, moving as quickly as you can, and soon enough you are going to find entries from around the time that you came in. And as you are doing that, how many successes did you get on the investigation roll?
What was the difficulty of the investigation? Because
Difficulty
you immediately
6.
asked for the willpower after it, so I couldn't
Fair,
remember
sorry. Difficulty 6.
which one was which. Okay. 6 successes.
Okay. I'm going to send you a message real quick.
Okay.
Facebook, yeah. I'll send you a PM. Everyone else, what did you get on difficulty 6 to look around?
2.
Okay.
Also 2.
I did not roll to look.
Okay. So you would obviously notice that as you were going back through. That's why it's going to take you a couple of minutes to find things. And as you are looking around...
Evelyn is going to start cursing quietly under her breath
Okay.
about this. Basically, the sense is of, like, she's insulting him quite rather thoroughly, calling him, like, all sorts of things at this point. Mouth breather, etc. Too stupid to tie his own shoes, etc.
Okay, so... Josephine, how many did you get to find things?
I got 2, but I'm also tempted that if I'm not finding anything quickly to see if I can correspondence, like, my resonance on stuff.
All right, so grabbing a couple of bins, you are going to pull one open, and you are going to find inside a Colt 45 Peacemaker, as well as an entire cache of ammunition. And next to it, you are going to find something that is going to set your fingers a tingle. You are going to find an elephant gun. We will use the stats for a blunderbuss for this if you wish to use it.
Okay, I don't
Oh,
know.
pardon me, never
either of
mind.
those two
Elephant gun is literally in the book. It was right above blunderbuss. It is a one-shot weapon that does 9 points of damage. And is roughly the size of your body.
Fair. Yeah, okay.
So seeing that, you will see Evelyn curse and then head over down an aisle quickly, where she will pull out a couple of wooden crates from the top and middle shelves and begin to pry them open. Inside, you will find all of your equipment. Darcie, as they are searching around, you will go to a random shelf, and suddenly you'll start to feel a little dizzy. As you open it up, you pull one of these boxes off, and you'll hear this large rattle inside of it. This do-jung-jung, like you're pulling like a loose bowling ball. And as you pull it forward, the lid is going to start to become ajar. And you'll hear, Darcie. Darcie, I can't breathe. Mai's voice is coming from the box.
Think Darcie drops the box.
The box shatters on the floor. The rest of you will see a crystal ball roll across the floor. But Darcie, Mai's head stripped from her torso, a bit of spine and esophagus dribbling out the stump, is going to roll across the floor. Her eyes have been plucked out, leaving hollow holes. And she looks up and goes, I can't see you, Darcie.
I won't do this because I don't want to scare my landlords half to death, but Darcie shrieks.
Okay. So Evelyn, you crank open the top and you will find Darcie's spellbook, your equipment, Josephine's gun, Chastity's riding crop, as well as another container that has all of your outfits in it that you were wearing when you came in.
No.
She's gonna pull all that out and probably drop a bunch of stuff in shock when Darcie shrieks.
My.
Darcie? You okay over there? What happened?
You did
She
this
just
to me.
goes to her.
Oh.
What's wrong? Give us a kiss. And she's going to cackle. The head is going to cackle, and she's going to stick her tongue out in a vulgar fashion. Ah! And as she does, it is going to turn into a viper and ooze out of her mouth. Darcie, you can make me a
Not
Dex and
right.
Athletics roll to try to dodge this.
Perfect. Dex and athletics, not death and athletics.
Holy shit!
Roll
This
you
is
some death.
I'm gonna say the snake has a specialty in striking.
Oh no. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me. I rolled a 10 and then I rolled 2 successes, but then 2 1s, so I just failed.
All right. Darcie is going to shriek and try to back up as quickly as she can. As you do so, can you make me a stamina roll?
Oh, okay. I can. I have 1 success.
All right, and you're rolling your new stamina because you bumped your stamina, didn't you? Or did you just bump your strength? Oh wait, I'm thinking.
No, stamina 3.
Okay, sounds good. You got 1 success.
Yeah.
Okay. As you try to squirm away, backpedaling, all of you are going to see Darcie just panic, and a little bit of straw is going to kick up as she kicks the box further away. But Darcie, you are going to see the shadow of a snake leer toward you, lurch toward you. All of the flesh on Mai's face is going to pull forward like a tablecloth being pulled until it forms the body of the snake. The snake is going to bite into your ankle, giving you 3 points of aggravated damage.
Oh no.
You are going to feel poison blaze through you. It is going to burn into your skin. You are going to feel like your veins are alight. Do me a favor, please mark those in a separate, keep a post-it note or something on those. Because while this can kill you, it is also only in your mind, but it also can kill you.
I'm just trying to figure out where to write this down. I have no post-it notes
Just write it
near
on
me
your
on this
chest or
desk.
something. You got enough stuff there. Perfect. All right. As you all are looking around, Josephine, just so that you are aware, an elephant gun is 9 dice of damage.
I found it. I found
cool.
it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just noticed that you found it. All
So
right.
will this count against normal wound penalties?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Great.
if I came over to look when Darcie screamed, does anyone else see the head or the snake or any
You
of this,
see
or is
that-
this all?
Nope. You'll see there is a crystal ball inside of that it hit the floor and rolled. And
Oh.
as you take a step over Chastity, you are going to feel your mind shield reel and snap. Like a bulletproof vest that gave its last breath to ward something off. You will know something supernatural has occurred. But you are fine by the skin of your teeth.
Darcie? What just happened?
I think might be seeing things again.
Snake. Don't y'all see the viper and Mai's head? And she's pointing directly at the crystal ball for Mai's head.
Nope. I see a crystal ball.
No.
And I felt something shift or something just happened.
Magic?
Yeah,
A trap?
quite likely. It's
Feels-
dangerous.
My ankles. It's stinging so bad.
Is there... This place seems to be holding a lot of stuff. Is there any contraband? You know.
Evelyn, looking around, you can absolutely see that listed on tags underneath many of them are the diagnosis for the person. Yours were listed as hysteria, of course. However, you quickly are going to look up and see that there are several ones that are listed as mania, as melancholia, and other things that might have some substances in them. With 6 successes on your investigation roll, I'll say that it'll take you about a minute to find cocaine, alcohol, absinthe specifically, as well as opium. You'll be able to find all of those things in a minute.
I'm pretty sure that some of these people were legitimately crazy. And thus maybe made crazy things. Now, Darcie, you said a snake?
Aye, a viper. It came out of my head, and Darcy's just still looking at it with like a wild eye.
Chastity, are you a... She seems like she's mentally... Something's attacked.
Yeah. Anything that would fall into the realm of drugs, alcohol?
Oh, like, here, absence.
Okay, so as
Yes,
you were doing
sure,
that
works. And-
Darcie, the bite on your ankle is a huge ball of venom that painfully
Ooh.
begins with your heartbeat heading up your leg.
Okay.
Darcie,
Can
did I
Darcy
be
try
like-
and... So... Yeah, it's coming up my leg. The venom's going to my heart.
Okay, breathe, slow, and sit down, okay? I don't know much about poisons, but I think you're supposed to sit, and then Evelyn, give me some of that.
It vanishes beneath your
I will
skirt.
find...
Okay, Darcie, one sec. Chassie's going to take a swig, and then is going to pass it to Darcie and try and make her drink some of the
Okay.
absinthe.
Darcie, there is going to, as she pushes the absinthe toward you, there is going to be crippling pain in your ribs. And then you are going to feel this horrible, wrenching, tearing sensation in your throat. And as you're full of blinding pain, you're not going to be able to open your mouth. You are damn near chipping your teeth from the pain of this. You are going to feel the side of your neck tear. And as you look down, a vestigial head covered in pus and blood and caul of a newborn infant is going to start to push its way out the side of your throat.
Oh, absolutely gross. Darcy's gonna try and hurt herself. She's gonna try and cast injury magic on herself to kill it.
Can someone restrain her? And I would like to dive into Darcie's mind and try and push out this whatever's happening.
And Evelyn would like to try and help by forcing Darcie's mouth open to get some of the liquid in her.
What we're going to do, we're going to do a couple of things really quickly. Josephine, you're just watching the show at this point. It's like, holy shit.
I was gonna grab Darcie and try and restrain her at this point, because once Chastity's like, can somebody actually help?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Evelyn versus Darcie. Give me contested strength checks for the jaw. Then Darcie, you're gonna give me a strength and athletics roll versus Josephine's strength and athletics roll. You're gonna be on a difficulty of 8. Josephine's gonna be on a difficulty of 6 because you are contorting with like various things.
So jaws just my strength?
Just your strength. This is just to hold your mouth shut.
Okay, what's my difficulty for that?
Difficulty is going to be 6 versus 6.
Okay. 1 success for the jaw.
Okay. Josephine? Or pardon me, Evelyn?
2 successes.
Okay, so you're going to be able to pry open Darcie's
10 and a
mouth
9.
enough that Chastity can give her a swig. Okay.
Okay, we'll immediately dump as much, some down Darcie's throat.
Okay, sounds good. So you're going to pour the absinthe into her mouth to try to numb some of the pain and try to connect yourselves with her on the magical level. Darcie versus Josephine. Josephine, what do you got for your roll?
I spent a willpower and I got 3 more successes, so that's 4 successes.
Okay, 4 successes. Darcie, you got?
I failed because I rolled 3 1s and then got 1 8. So Darcie failed.
You failed? All right, so you are not going to be able to cast because you just have no way to access your blood or this, and you can't even talk because your mouth's being pried open.
Fair,
so
yeah.
as this alcohol is being poured into your mouth, I would like Chastity, please make me an arete check. You're going to be doing this at a difficulty of, what's your current willpower, Darcie?
My current willpower is 6.
Okay, so you're going to be doing this at a difficulty 6.
Okay, now am I doing it with my new arete rating?
Yeah.
Awesome. And my wound penalties.
They do not apply.
Okay. So what Chastity is doing once she gets the absinthe down Darcie's mouth, will basically drop the bottle and will put both hands on either side of Darcie's head, sort of just like locking it in place, and is just sort of like forehead to forehead, and is muttering a prayer at the same time.
Okay.
Because, you know, mixed foci.
Mixed foci.
Why not?
Do it.
Haha. I had to declare if I wanted to spend willpower beforehand, didn't I? Because that's
Yeah.
a straight up just fail, not a botch, though.
Okay, you will attempt.
Okay.
You can try again as they're holding her the next round.
I will attempt to do so at difficulty 7.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm spending willpower on this one.
Sounds good.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Difficulty 7, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Holy crap. Okay, so Darcie, suddenly Chastity is going to be in. You're doing a telepathic link, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to sort of get into her head and help, like, sort of shore up defenses and push out anything invasive that isn't supposed to already
So is
be
this a
there.
mind shield?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So, Darcie, as you are looking down, you are being held. Your mouth open, this bottle clenched between your teeth rolls onto your lap as Evelyn holds your mouth open. Josephine pushes you to the ground, and you can hear and feel the call of this creature split as Mai's head emerges from the side of your neck and starts screaming into your ear like a banshee. You could have saved me. This is all your fault. This is all. And as she screams, you feel your hair begin to burn as if growing white, as if her scream is siphoning the youth out of you. And as she does that, you watch her suddenly just dissolve like oil in water. And suddenly, you are seeing the world normally again. Please forget those 3 points of aggravated damage. The pain and the snake venom will evaporate out of you.
It's a mistake writing this on my chest.
Could have done the silence markers from like Doctor Who. Just
Oh, I should have done that. Why did I write that instead of just don't mind me, Twitch. Don't mind me.
Don't mind me.
It's okay. The microphone's hiding a lot of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Honestly, yeah.
We're mature here.
Yeah, we're super mature.
Are you okay?
Do you see us now?
That was absolutely horrendous. What the
Josephine
hell
is still
was
holding
that?
you down until she's convinced that you're.
There's no venom. I don't see a snake. I don't see a head coming out of my shoulder.
What head?
Ew.
There was a snake and poison.
Mai's head was coming out of my shoulder. She said I did it. It was her fault.
Oh, that's deeply disturbing on so many levels, and I don't want to think about that. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. Just add that to
We'll let
my...
you up now.
Thank you.
Chassie's going to grab that bottle again and is going to take another swig. And is going to start muttering another prayer and is going to start building up her own mental defenses.
I think maybe we should leave the other boxes alone.
Did you happen to find our...
She's gonna push your spell book into your...
Oh, beautiful. Oh.
Oh, good. Components.
And yeah, start passing everything out to everybody else.
Oh,
Darcie would like to put start
riding crop.
casting life magic to create her own egg shield on herself as well. Using life 3, she would like to protect herself with from the damage of aggravated.
That sounds fantastic. Go ahead and how many active effects do you have up right now?
I have none right
Okay,
now.
then you are looking at a difficulty of 6 with your mom's spellbook, which actually is going to be a difficulty of 5 because of the moon phase.
Yeah, so this is a soak aggravated damage effect.
Cool.
So I'm just gonna go for duration. So yeah, so it's 1 is a scene.
So no, one is a it's
No.
round, scene, day.
Round scene day. Okay.
Or pardon me, round.
So yeah, I'll go for
day? Can't off the top of my head remember because I'm mixing up LARP rules in my head.
I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, I'm gonna go for 3 successes.
All right, sounds good. I'm pretty sure it goes straight to scene in tabletop, and I'm just mixing it up because it's been a long day.
Possibly.
Fair.
Because a minute is a lot longer in a LARP.
Yeah.
And
So difficulty 5.
Difficulty 5? Yes.
3 successes.
3 successes. All right, so you'll have it up for the rest of the day. Chastity, you had a question.
Yeah, so Chastity wants to put up the mind shield, basically put her own mind shield back up now that she's gotten Darcie protected.
Okay. Do you want to just cover yourself, or do you want to use? Do you want to try to have it affect multiple people?
I mean, the smart thing would be to have it protect multiple people, but she's already got one effect up and wants to make sure she can do this again later if stuff happens.
Fair.
So I think she's only going to try and protect herself and maybe Vivian.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so,
okay, herself and Vivian, I think is her.
Okay.
Her
So
goal here.
taking a couple more swigs of this and focusing, I want you to go ahead and doing a mind shield like this is going to be mind 2. So you are going to be looking at doing this for yourself. Will be a difficulty of 5.
Okay. And I'm going to also spend a willpower on that.
Sounds good. Actually, it'll be a difficulty.
Kelly?
Yes.
No, go ahead. Finish the sentence.
It'll be a difficulty of 4, actually, because you're using your specialty technique on yourself. Josephine.
Well, while she was rolling, I just wanted to say I looked it up, and it's duration 1 turn, or base duration 1 turn, 1 scene, 1 day, 1 story, 6 months.
That's right. Yep. Because you get 6 months on 5 successes. That's right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you were correct.
I was correct. I just I for those who are like, why don't you remember the rules? It's because I ran the LARP for 10 years, and the LARP goes to a minute, and it's just that extra little thing always, it hangs in your, addition fatigue is what it's called.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So 4 successes. That is enough to keep it. So 1 for you, 1 extra for Vivian, and then for the day.
Perfect.
So that will give you basically an extra success against quiet intrusion, or you can take it for a scene and get an extra 2 successes against quiet intrusion.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it for the scene.
Okay, sounds good.
So Evelyn will also. So I think the outfits that we were wearing that came from the quiet, it was kind of poet shirt and I think breeches, right?
It was breeches, yes.
Okay. So now,
Except for Darcie,
Her
who has like kind
clothing-
of like a riding skirt, I think.
so her clothing's in these boxes. Now, I think there's probably the way I'd always done one of my rotes was that it was created through like a magnetic resonance type field or like a wiring type field. Was how she made it work. I feel like that may have been like
sewn into
carefully
your corset or something.
wedged between like the skirt and like another layer. So she would like to rip that layer out to be able to put this on herself.
Okay.
So she's just going to have this like interesting amalgam. You know what? I bet you it's an inner skirt to it, like a petticoat was layered with it.
That makes sense.
So she's going to just pull her petticoat and pull it over, and it's just lined with tacked on wires with magnets here and there and whatnot. Probably protected in such a way that she wouldn't just automatically like stick to every metal surface.
Yeah,
And
you absolutely can. You know your equipment well enough that you can just go ahead and do that.
I would like to use that to cast entropy field upon myself to soak egg.
Okay, so I want you to go ahead and do that. That's going to be at a difficulty of, that is difficulty of 6 for you.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, Vivienne is going to go through some of the belongings and look through where you were, finding her own equipment there, as well as some clothes that she would rather be wearing. They don't fit quite as well as she'd like, but a long coat, at the very least, is enough to cover up some of the soiled garments that she's in. 6 successes. Holy crap.
Yes.
So, you rolled more than you needed. Here is a question. Would you like to spend extra successes to have this, to basically, like, attach some of this material to other people? Because this is the one where you just get to soak ag with this, right? Or is this the one where you get additional soak dice?
So it's got the power into 2 successes to soak lethal, 3 to soak ag, plus 1 success per additional dot of soak.
Oh, okay. So then you can just have 3 for the scene. That means you'll be at a +1 soak, and that'll.
So that just increases how much I can soak. Correct?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. So that'll last for the scene because you're going to put into power and time. Okay.
And then I will investigate that box that you mentioned in the chat.
All right. Sounds good. Turning back, you will see that about midway between those 2 boxes that I mentioned in our private message, you will find that there is a box labeled "Oh Wild," and has a number of writing implements inside of it, as well as a personal diary, and even has a newspaper clipping that apparently was being carried by Mr. Wilde about obscenity charges. Historically, Oscar Wilde was kept in a facility in England. Perhaps that was not the case, for his box is here. As you're looking around through there, Vivienne is going to mix a couple of things inside of her box and say, "I can't do too much, but you look a little banged up. Here, this is going to taste awful, but it'll do you good." And she will offer a dose of something to Chastity and anyone else who looks injured. Who else has
I have a
injured?
level of bashing, but that's it.
Okay.
Thanks.
I still have a lethal and 2 bashing, so
Okay.
I
yes.
have a lethal and a bashing.
Okay, that will actually, I rolled 6 levels of healing, so she will just pass that out accordingly. So Chastity, you'll heal 2. Josephine, you'll heal 1. Evelyn, you'll heal a bashing if you drink of this stuff. And Darcie, do you have any damage on you?
Nope.
Okay, so there you go. You're all
Yeah,
going
I
in.
healed myself and Josephine at the end of last
Yeah.
game.
All right.
While we're also going, so would I have a question about another effect. So if I wanted to grow claws and then use prime to do egg
What's your prime
damage on
rating?
that, would that be a my prime rating is 2.
So you would need to have prime 3 to do aggravated damage with your bare hands. Unless the 9 Spheres is arguing with me because they changed some of the prime rules.
It says, enchant weapon / armor. This effect causes the weapon in question to do aggravated damage or for the armor to be able to soak egg if it couldn't before.
So
That is a prime 2 effect.
So technically the claws would be part of your body.
Okay, so it's not technically a weapon. Okay.
Yeah. However, I'm willing to allow it because it just makes life easier, and because you're about you're about to buy Prime 3 anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Because Josephine also has prime 3 and could just be like, you just gotta do this, and then
yeah. So I would like to do that kind of as I don't know if that's a conjunctive or would that be 2 different effects up.
so to have claws grow, you can make it a conjunctional effect.
Okay. Perfect.
So that is going to be at a difficulty of 6, 7. 7 becomes difficulty of, we'll say 5.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I guess. How many successes would I need to be going for to do? I'd have to get 3 on both.
No,
Effects
it is
after
one
the
effect.
6? Okay, perfect.
Conjunctional
Alright,
effects mean that you're smashing the 2 effects together so that they work together. But
Yeah.
if one dies, they both die. So if
Yeah,
you put the
okay,
claws away,
that's-
you can't still do ag.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Cool.
So you're looking for 3 successes on this to last for the day, or 2 for
Yeah.
the scene.
It's using life magic, and my life magic is my specialty is injury. I don't know if this directly applies to it or not.
It would not apply to it.
Yeah. Okay, I figured, but I just was
Mhm.
like, hey.
This would be shapeshifting.
Yes. Oh, that's fair. I got 2 successes, so if
Okay.
I have time, I can go again.
Okay, if you're going for 3, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're at difficulty 6.
And I got 3 successes on top of that, so it's a total of 5.
Okay, so here's the deal. So you have 3 successes going into duration. Would you
Mhm.
like to make these things bigger?
As in, do more damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the compromise I'm going to make you. You can put them into like size and basically make them like Lady Deathstrike claws, if you get the reference to Wolverine comics. But we're talking like massive fuck off, like you're wearing like bigger than Freddy Krueger claws.
Lady D.
Yeah, basically, yeah, Lady
Yeah.
D. So you will not be able to use your hands for anything else. However, I will give you strength plus 3 aggravated damage.
Yeah.
Which is basically like a
It's
broadsword.
all right, Darcie will be your hands. You take them, hag claws.
Oh wait,
Take
pardon
them
me.
and claws.
Did you say 4 successes on the second roll?
No, it was additional 3 successes.
Okay, yeah, strength plus 3.
So 5 successes in total. Yeah, okay. Okay, so claws for a day, and then strength plus 3 egg.
Which is a
Beautiful.
lot.
Yeah, I intend to cut him up real bad. Cut off his dick.
So, I cast that mind shield on Darcie. Did that get entirely used up fighting off what she was seeing, or is it still active?
It got used up killing it.
Okay, cool. It means I only have one effect.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
Evelyn
I'm
is
going
just-
to throw up Prime Sight.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
And
Do
while
it.
this is all happening, Evelyn's going to communicate the thing that you sent to me.
Okay.
about-
Before you say that, Josephine, it's difficulty 3.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Just how long we've been here, likely. It's been almost a year. Based on the dates in the boxes.
So I think
Legend
that's
of
when
the
Darcie will
Arcane
grow her claws. That realization.
Yes. 4 successes on.
Oh, perfect.
Chastity would like to do a life scan of herself. And only panic a tiny bit.
Sounds great. Go ahead and give me that at difficulty 3. Difficulty 4 because you are panicked.
A year? We've been here for a year? That monster has tortured us for a year?
Giving yourself a quick scan, Chastity, you are going to see that you are slightly malnourished. You have a vitamin D deficiency from lack of sunlight. And besides that, you are having... I know what you're checking for based on your seeking. The answer is no. In fact, you probably are having a very irregular cycle due to malnourishment and stress. But everything down there is perfect, pristine, and unoccupied.
Cool. Cool beans.
There is vacancy. And it appears there has never been a tenant.
Oh, good. That's a terrible way to express that, but oh.
No parasites for you.
No parasites. You are parasite-free, I guess is the other way I could have said it.
Yay. Yay. Parasite free 2023.
So Josephine has like gotten her supplies, yay, and spread some gold powder over her eyelids for the prime site, and it's just all duration. So
Yeah, you have it for the rest of the story.
yeah.
Okay, so that means that you're ready to do some counter magic.
I am.
Oh boy.
I'm also pulling out specifically my little vial of brimstone.
All
I'm
right.
prepared for a lot of things.
Is anyone doing anything else?
Should probably put a prime site up then to just see if what's going on around.
Okay, go ahead. Difficulty 3.
So 2 effects is now +1 difficulty on all rolls or just magic rolls?
All magic rolls. 3 successes.
All
You have
magic
it for the
rolls, okay.
remainder of the scene. Pardon me, the day. Chastity. Okay. All right. And Darcie, what are you doing?
Oh, that was it. I was just wondering because I have 2 effects up now with the soak egg and dealing egg. So I just wanted to double check that.
Okay.
So
Evelyn, any
Darcy's
last
good
things
now.
that you're doing?
She's real good.
All right. Vivian shifts nervously from foot to foot. How much longer do you think it's going to be before another one of them waves hit? I don't know how much longer we can be away from, be here. All those vibes are making us crazy.
You should go if you need to, Doctor. You've been...
I ain't abandoning you. I came this far.
Let's deal with the so-called doctor.
I don't know how much use I'll be, but at least now that I have some of my chemicals with me, I can try to patch you up afterwards.
Good.
You certain you want to do
now,
this?
I don't think I'm...
Don't want him hurting anyone else.
No. I think it's time to go do our own experiments on him. Agreed.
All right. Then let's go.
Let's not try to take our time.
No.
Quick, fast, and extensive is probably the best mode of eradication.
Do you head out into the hall and continue on?
Yes, I think that.
All right.
I think so.
You'll be able to have all of your original equipment, plus anything that I listed you finding in there. So feel free to add it to your stats.
Oh, Darcy's not taking that crystal ball at all.
Oh, that's too bad.
If anyone else takes it, that's fine.
No,
But Darcy's
Evelyn
not.
will have like
No.
bundled the rest of her clothes into her skirt or something and gotten it onto her back as like a bundle so that she could take her own clothes with her.
I'm very curious about the crystal ball, I'll admit. If I can wrap that up and tuck it in a
You
bag,
totally
I
can.
take
Write
it
down
with me?
Palantir and put that on your inventory.
As Josephine goes to leave the room, she's going to gently sprinkle a little bit of the brimstone from her jar, put a couple of her hairs down, and just continue on.
Okay. All right. Having a little correspondence back up.
If I need to explode this room, yes.
Oh God. Okay. Heading out. You move further into the facility. The pathway winds in front of you as you follow the sign for administration. But before long, you will come across the well-tread floors of the administration wing. It doesn't take an investigation roll to find what you find. The tiles here are warped as if great weight had been rolled across them on carts. And on the far end of the facility, you will see another bulkhead door with a sign on it that says, Chief Psychologist Only, hanging off of it. There is a clouded glass window built into it, probably as thick as the iron of the bulkhead. Heat radiates from either side of this door, which is a stark contrast to the chill of the rest of the facility. Looking outside as you were walking, it was clear that it was late autumn. And now, you were in the heart of the cage. Who opens the bulkhead? Who spins the wheel?
Can I first check that the heat we feel radiating is like normal heat, just we're in a cold spot so it feels very warm,
You think
rather
so?
than like fire heat?
I'll give you that. It feels like it's just like you're moving into a boiler room type of thing.
Cool.
Or there's heavy machinery inside. In fact, you can feel a tremor as you put your hand up to the bulkhead door. Something inside of there is moving rather consistently, constantly.
Before anyone opens the door, Darcie's just gonna take one of her like hands, and with a long claw, she's just going to just scrape at the bulkhead. Just to be intimidating. Just to give that sound.
Do me a favor.
So I'm sure he knows we're coming.
Are you putting any pressure on this?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, make me a strength +3 roll, please.
Cap. What's my difficulty?
Difficulty is 6.
2 successes.
2 successes. There is going to be a horrible screeching noise. And Darcie, as you reach up, you're going to hear as the metal begins to bend, and you feel it's like the popping of a pimple as your finger pushes through the membrane of the bulkhead. Your fingers passing through half a foot of steel like it was butter. You could slash this thing completely open at the lock, and you were damn near about to.
Sure.
All right, ripping your hand down through, there's going to be a wrenching noise, and the door is going to swing outward toward you about 2 inches as pressure equalizes inside and out. And as it does, I need everyone to make me a current willpower roll.
Difficult
10s don't do
again?
anything for willpower.
I'll
do
let
they?
them re-roll.
Yes.
This is difficulty 6.
Oh shit, really?
Yep, this is difficulty 6. This is a contested roll.
Okay.
2 successes, and add your additional successes. 6 successes from Darcie. Okay, you were absolutely fine. So
6-2.
Sorry, what additional successes?
from your mind shield.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you didn't say this was a mind thing.
This is so quiet
then.
is going to rip out at you, warping the area around you. What is your total then, Amy?
If it's
4.
the extra 2, then it's 4.
4. And what are your successes, Jen?
3.
3. All right. Both Chastity and Josephine are going to be affected by this. As the door rotates out, Chastity, you are going to feel incredible pain. As you look down, you're going to see needles dangling out of your veins. Josephine, You are going to be wrought with pain as well. Your eyes are going to be held open by strange metal apparati that claw under your eyelids. You are going to feel your mouth stretched open almost to the tearing point by some type of harness that holds behind your head. Digging into the flesh, you are going to feel tears of blood begin to well up. What I would like you to do for this quiet, Chastity, you are going to be in your first wound penalty. Josephine, you are going to be at the mauled state for wound penalties. This is just that.
Is
So
there
I'm at
any... Did I happen to see with Prime Sight, if anything, like, did I see this coming at me first?
You did not. This is quiet.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
quiet
I know,
is,
but I
quiet is
wasn't sure
kinda
if there
weird.
was a resonance.
So I will say resonance. There are resonances that are kind of rolling out at you. One is agonized. The other is beloved. The other is patient. And the last is barren.
Okay.
And as you look ahead of you, you are going to see this immense room begin to warp around itself. And this is a magical effect you will see. Magic surges through this room. It is alive with chaotic magic. You know what the room should look like looking at it, but it becomes strange to all of your perceptions. Directly ahead is a large room, roughly 50 feet deep and 30 feet wide. There are immense coils, electrical diodes, and wires that go to a central pod. I need you to picture like a tank, like a Bacta tank, or like a containment tank, something like that. At the center of the room, you can see one of those on a slight incline with a woman strapped inside of it. She is in agony. You can see that she is strung and wired up with needles, claws, other devices that prod and poke her. Her body is nude, and you can see all of the welts, all of the incision points, all of the pain she must be enduring. She floats in water, tinged blue with a mask to breathe through that funnels up through the top. There are a pair of stairwells that form a horseshoe shape around the tank so that it can be serviced, accessed, or perhaps controlled. You see electrical diodes strapped to her head that shock through the water, somehow not dispersing through the viscous material, as well as power sources, large engines cranking both on the left and the right. The center of the room, you see this woman in a perpetual state of agony. And as you look inside, you see a man dressed in a gold-plated diving suit, standing at the top of the horseshoe. You can hear his breath echo across the room through the diving suit, a long breathing coil stretching behind him. And as he glares at you, he will crank a lever, and she will scream through the tube, and reality will begin to bend. The way ahead of you becomes shuffled like an M.C. Escher painting, and the room begins to warp and distort. And I would like an initiative roll. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Okay, Dr. Escoffier is on a...
Wait, no, it's just one die.
that is a 16... what's your bonus to initiative, Evelyn?
6.
Okay. I'm going to give it to me. Evelyn. Okay, then that is a 13 for Vivienne, who's mostly just in the background. Okay, so we have a tie game. What's your bonus, Darcie?
7.
Ah, God damn it, I gotta redo initiative now. All
Oh,
right.
wait, Jen also has a 16, so...
Yeah, I can't do math.
What's your...
But I have a bonus of 7 as well.
Okay, I like both you and Darcie to roll a die and tell me who rolls higher.
I got 7.
8.
Okay.
All right.
Josephine. Then we have Darcie. Then we have Dr. Escoffier. Then we have Evelyn. Then we have Chastity. Then we have Marguerite. Then we have Vivian at the bottom. All right. And as he turns this large crank, the room begins to descend into madness, and your fight will begin right after this break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Mwahaha. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to talk with the chat super briefly because I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, if you want to see some more World of Darkness stuff, definitely, especially Chronicles of Darkness, consider joining our Patreon, where you can see a bunch of additional stuff early, such as our Demon the Descent game and Hunter the Vigil Summons. There's also going to be some fantastic content going up there very soon. Also, Christine and I did the first of several special videos that we are going to be uploading soon, where our more prolific players are doing tier lists of their characters with me. And then I guess I'm going to be doing one eventually too. So they're a lot of fun. And those are going to be uploaded this week, or at least the first one is. Robin, you and I are going to be doing one pretty soon. We have all your art. And then Amy, we're going to try to do one soon. And they were a lot of fun, actually. The other things that I wanted to let you know is that Transylvania Chronicles begins in the middle of January. It is going to be fantastic. I hope you all make it out. And it is coming on Wednesday nights, replacing Dragonlance. We are doing a Dragonlance retrospective and a how to run this Wednesday at 8 p.m. instead of 7, because we want to have dinner and just kind of hang out. And then you also are going to be able to see us again at Extra Life Crit Mass Special, which is on December 16th and is going to be 4 games ran through that day, bringing our grand total for the year to 32 games ran for Extra Life, I believe. Or, yeah. 32 games for Extra Life, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to tell you what my game is, but you're going to see some more Horse Girl stuff potentially. You're going to see Brindlewood Bay. You are going to see the Bloodboat 2 Cruise Control, Tom Cruise Control, Lestat Control. And then, oh God, what else did I have? I had a couple of other really cool things to tell you.
It's Cruise Control 2 driving Straudard. Like standard, but Straundard.
No, it's not.
No,
we'll work it out. We'll work it out. We'll have a meeting.
Incredible.
I am going to be on 2 other channels this month. I'm going to be guest starring in Winter's Tales, who thankfully very pleasantly rated us earlier. Winter's Tales is doing a 48-hour, like 40-plus person stream over those days, where like each game is a chunk of those streamers. I am going to be over on their channel on Thursday morning Pacific time. So come out and watch. It's going to be on Winter's Tales, and I have no idea what I'm playing yet. It should be a lot of fun. It's at like 9 a.m. on this Thursday. And then on the 18th or 19th, I'll have more details about that shortly. I believe it's on the Sunday, the 17th? Oh, pardon me. On Sunday the 17th, I'm going to be over on Dice Legends playing in one of their special games. And Dice Legends also came and rated us, so you'll be able to come and hang out with me there as well. It'll be fun to actually get to play some other games. Other things that are going to be fun. So Christine is going to run a game if we hit 175 patrons. But also, and I'm going to state this is a World of Darkness stream, so I know y'all aren't as huge fans of D&D, but I know you like our big modules. I know you like our big crazy stuff. Yesterday, it was announced at PAX Unplugged, where if you're at PAX Unplugged, you can maybe bump into Krista, because they're there right now cosplaying as Sabina and having a great time. So Krista, hope you're having fun. Thanks for going and talking to everybody for us. And because I would love to make it out there, but man, it's expensive to fly to Philly. And it's always sunny there, though, so that's pretty nice. But they just announced the new campaign. that is coming. It is a level 1 through 20 campaign that drops likely in May. They've recently deleted the date information off that, so it may be a little up in the air. But coming in mid-next year is Vecna, Eve of Ruin, which is a 1 to 20 campaign where you get to punch Vecna in his undead face. So I am very excited, and it is...
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
You just grab his hand and start hitting him with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to go play a Forge Cleric and like use your action to attach it to a chain and just keep like flailing him in the face with his own hand.
I would say, I think Chris Blog said in the team chat, everyone just take fighter with improvised the tavern brawler feat.
That was me that said.
Oh, that was you. I thought that was
because then you just action surge with the hand. That's one of my favorite things in Baldur's Gate, by the way. If you bite off a certain mage's hand on your Dark Urge playthrough, you can then take Eldritch Knight and make the hand your weapon, your imbued.
What?
You can because
I missed that.
Because you can throw it at people and then it'll immediately teleport back to your hand.
Oh, that's incredible.
So it doesn't do much damage, but there's something hilarious about beating the entire game with a decapitated you could even use the clown torsos from later, which I just found. Beat someone to death with a clown torso. I mean,
there's other pieces that you can use too.
So yes, we will be running that game. We're going to be very tired. It was very funny because I was like, oh, we're running so many games next year. I'm trying to cut down to a sane amount. And I know that everybody's like very, very busy. Like we have a very full slate and our players do things like, work jobs and things like that. So I was like, oh, nobody's going to be available, especially not. And I looked at a bunch of people. I'm like, probably not these people. And I put out a call and I'm like, hey, I don't know who we're casting for this yet, but I just thought I'd gauge interest. And the response I got back was like really immediate from like everybody I thought would say no. And then a bunch more people. And I'm like, oh, everybody wants level 20 or to punch Vecna or both. And
both is good.
A level 20 campaign. They're going to beat us there before Shards of Nerf. Why not both? Is there anything else that we need to announce that's super cool before we head back in? Besides that you're all amazing?
No, let's get back in. Fight.
All right, fight. Okay, so folks, thank you so much for those announcements. And we are going to be... God, I really want to punch Vecna.
I did have a quick question about this game that we're currently in.
Yes.
And because obviously we've been here a year, there's all of this stuff going on that we don't necessarily know about. I'm assuming that Octavius was not part of the stuff I got back.
Octavius is...
Yeah, I was wondering about Bran as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
So listen, does this mean that we're going to get an episode which is just a downtime rehash of what Bran and Octavius have been doing for the last year?
No, what I want now is a heist episode where the two of them broke out of this facility because they were taking
and they just left you behind.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, and they've been trying to rescue us ever since.
Of course.
Okay, I'll probably just have
them... That's the like Gandalf the Grey.
Look, I'm just gonna leave them with wherever Amelia is because Amelia's Chastity's familiar, so that works out.
There we go.
And Evelyn is Vivian's familiar, so it works out. I think Vivian has the best familiar out of the group for sheer power. Peter, that print. God damn it. Oh.
No.
God. No. Yes, but no. Someone write fan fiction of it. I require it. Okay. So without further ado, let's jump back in. Welcome back to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age here on Dork Tales. The crank spirals up, and suddenly the ground and area around you begins to warp and contort. The doctor is up on that dais, about 30 feet ahead of you. Top of the initiative, it is Josephine. Josephine, what do you do?
I'm in pain, so probably some screaming, because that's a good idea.
Don't forget you can spend willpower to ignore wound penalties.
Okay. Oh man, I forgot. Going right back into combat after break is always so disorienting because I forget everything I wanted to do.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Honestly, I think this round I'm just struck by the quiet and it's pain that Josephine has never felt before. I think she's just not going to act this round.
Okay, that sounds good to me. All right, so Josephine is going to be kind of caught off guard by the pain. Darcie, what do you do?
So where is his breathing tube kind of going towards?
It looks like it goes behind him and off the side of the horseshoe-shaped dais. So it's about, I'd say about 25 feet in front of you to the left.
Okay. Darcie would like to go to the tube, and if she can get like the closest amount that she can reach with her claws, and she would like to try to slash.
I want you to make me a dexterity and athletics roll at a difficulty of 8.
Okay.
As you run forward, the ground begins to tremble and shift like you're walking on pebbles floating atop water.
Okay. Difficulty of 8, you said?
Difficulty of 8, yeah.
All right. I'm going to spend a point of willpower so I don't botch.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. I'm assuming fast reflexes do not apply for this. That's
They do not.
Kind of keep my balance and shit. Yeah.
This would be
So it's gonna be
balance.
4 successes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are going to be able to manage to do it. The ground begins to shift under you and begins to come up in layers, but you're going to be able to kind of pivot, jumping between them as you move. And as some of the railing begins to strip and warp, you're actually going to be able to jump through the gap of the railing, kind of spiraling through this like 2-foot gap and land next to the tube. You may go ahead and make me actually, you know what, it's going to take your round and then athletics checks to reach this thing, but you're going to be right next to it. Dr. Escoffier, seeing what you do, is going to turn and look at you and is going to say to you in very classic French,
I gave you an opportunity to leave, and yet you still come here. I cannot be held responsible for my actions.
and is going to reach down next to this huge crank wheel at the top where Marguerite is, and is going to pull out what looks like a rifle with a tuning fork at the end of it. And is going to flip a couple of switches, and you're going to see it begin to alight with electricity as the tuning fork begins to have an arc of electricity between it.
It's time for surgery.
Darcie, you may make me a Dex and Athletics roll to dodge this because you were within 10 feet. He is going to aim for your right arm at the shoulder.
Oh God. Okay.
So he is at a difficulty of 8 to hit you. He's going to spend a willpower.
Is it a willpower per round, or is it like, can I spend one now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't spend one. Okay.
Ooh, you might. So it's difficulty 8.
What is my difficulty?
Difficulty is 6. Okay, I only have 1 success.
Even with that one that I rolled, very rude. That is still going to be. Oh, I can do math. 4 successes.
4 successes. He turns a crank, lifts this rifle, and fires, and the electricity is going to fire out in a straight, arcing line from the tuning fork, and is going to slam into one of the tanks next to you, severing through in a line that would have taken your arm directly off.
Cool. I have a question for the future for next round. If I don't make it through, like cutting through his tube, is there a way I could try and position myself and basically dodge so that if he like aiming for me, dodge out of the way so he hits his own tube?
I would let you make me a dexterity and subterfuge roll.
Okay. Perfect.
Because that is an amazing roll.
On my next round.
You are going to see that the effect that was a combination of life and forces and prime. and he is going to use his other action to, well, his other action, he's going to use basically a free action to hit a button on the side of his suit. So, pardon me, I need to double check what he rolled in advance. Okay, that is going to be pretty mild. He is going to take another shot at you, just doing a general body shot. Because he has time magic, and it's fun.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you do not get a dodge versus this one, unfortunately, but it's not an aimed effect. And I will re-roll that because it was cocked. That worked out well for me. So, boop. Okay, you can soak aggravated damage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me a soak roll, please.
It's 6, right?
It's difficulty of 6.
And 10s only reroll when you have a specialty on stamina.
Yes.
On soak rolls, right? Okay, that's gonna be 3 successes.
Okay, you're going to take 1 point of aggravated damage as a chunk of your ribs is severed away by another blast. And that is going to be, that's going to be the end of his turn. Evelyn, you're up.
Okay. So Darcie has been trying to cut through the tube.
Yes, she's right next to it, and he is basically standing on the edge of this walkway, shooting down into her.
Okay. Now, among my things, did I have any, like, needle-like things?
Of course. And if not, you would have found an opium kit.
I would like to then at least make him deeply uncomfortable by seeing if, while cutting into something can take more effort than a single pinprick.
Okay, so what are you trying
Sliding
to do?
through it. I would like to insert a number of chemicals in there. Just whatever I have, just flood his air with.
Okay, so you're going to have to try to run up to the tube then.
Yes.
Okay, so I want a Dex and Athletics roll to make it across the floor as it warps.
Okay. Dex. And athletics. Difficulty.
A difficulty of 8.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay, so you're going to be able to make it to it, but that is going to be your round, basically running across this floor as it warps. You're going to be pivoting and perhaps prepping some of the chemicals, but that is going to be your turn reaching them. Okay, Chastity, you're up.
So I see a whole bunch of needles stuck into me. Is that what I'm understanding from this
You are,
quiet?
yes, you are. And also with your prime sight, you are seeing that he has a time effect on him presently.
Interesting. And so in terms of actually seeing what's happening in the room, though, has that been affected much? Or is it just that I'm seeing extra stuff and actively, like, in pain?
You are actively in pain, and you can see these diodes and these apparati in your flesh.
Can I see the woman in the tank,
Yes, you can.
who's also in a lot of pain?
She is in an immense amount of pain.
I would like to reach for her mind.
Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to make me... Okay, pardon me 1 second. Reactive defenses mechanism that... Okay. So, you are going to do me a favor, and you are going to make me a couple of rolls. First, what I need from you is I need an arete check. This is going to be at a difficulty of 5.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
That's cocked. Okay.
That's a 9 and a 10.
Okay. You can re-roll the 10.
Okay.
And are you using willpower on this? This is the okay. So this is the effect to try to break through to her mind.
So that was 3 successes then.
3 successes total. You have 1 success total.
Wait, did this... We re-rolled a 10. It doesn't count as 2, right?
You do not have a specialty.
No.
So no, it only counts as you re-roll. So total of 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so reaching forward, you are going to have the barest sliver of connection. It's only going to last a single round as the tank resists you. You're going
The
to see
tank does.
the tank
Interesting.
has things built into it, the same color as his suit, now that you look at it.
Huh.
And I need you to make
Weird.
me a soak roll.
Okay. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, please.
And this is stamina, right?
This is stamina.
Okay. One success, I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're going to take 4 levels of bashing damage as you make connection with this mentally, and a psionic blast is going to rip through your mind.
Oh, shit. Okay. So I'm at... Does this count as those same 2 damage I took before? Or is that separate?
The damage was healed?
The 2 that I just got from the...
So that is
You
just...
said I was at
you're
a
just
-1 for wound penalties.
So you basically jump to that wound penalty.
Okay. So this doesn't stack on it, that just got...
It will increase it, so you will be at a -5 to actions for wound penalties.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to figure out. Is
but
if
you'll
it
only
was
be at 3
together or if
you'll
I'm
only be at 4
separating them.
bashing. Or, pardon me, 3
Okay.
bashing. 3 bashing after your success.
Okay, 3 bashing, but acting as if it's -5.
Yes.
Ugh. Oh god.
Okay, so you are contact her mind, and what are you doing?
I want to kill her.
Okay, you have established a connection, so next round you can attempt to do something like that. You could attempt to deliver a mental aggravated damage attack next round. Okay.
Sounds good.
That sounds great. It is Marguerite's turn. Marguerite is going to... that is going to be... Okay, Darcie, welcome to 9 points of paradox. And... Okay, so... Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, on this... I'm just going to say Vivienne is 9 and 10, and we're going according to grid on the board. Okay, Chastity, I need you to do me a favor. You can make me a dexterity and athletics roll at a -5.
Okay. So, my dexterity and athletics... my dexterity is 2. I have no points in athletics.
Okay, you can always
and
roll
I'm at
one
a
die.
-5.
I'll let you roll 1 dice.
Can I spend willpower?
No, because you just spent it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, all right. I roll a single die.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, that's great. So, quick reminder that even if you are knocked unconscious by bashing damage, you can continue to stay up by making stamina rolls or by succeeding by spending a willpower.
Okay, but I can't spend. Do I have to wait till next round,
have
or
to
am
wait
I
till next
unconscious now?
Um,
Okay, so I'm not immediately going unconscious.
well, hold on a sec. Did I just have you make me a soak roll?
You did on my turn.
I need you to make me another one.
Okay.
Holy
If
shit.
it's a difficulty 6, that's 2 successes.
Okay, you're going to take 10 points of bashing damage.
So I'm dead, you think?
Are you dead or critically wounded?
How do I go? Oh, right, hold on.
So
It said 10 points?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am at lethal, crippled lethal.
Okay, so you have one more
I
health
have one
box before
box.
you're inaggravated. I rolled
Yeah.
12 successes on this. As you connect with her mind, one of the machines in front of you, the ground is going to warp, and one of these electric cables is going to strip, and an arc of electricity is going to zap out, hitting you directly in the chest. You're going to take 10 levels of electrical bashing damage. And you're going to feel your heart stop in your chest. You are still up. Vivienne is going to panic on her turn and is going to try to heal you. She is going to be at a difficulty of 8 for this because she's panicked, and she didn't botch thanks to that 10. She is not... Oh, wait, she has... Okay. So she is going to try to help you, but is going to be unable due to the sudden panic and surge of momentum around her. We are at the top of the initiative with Josephine. Josephine, what do you do?
Oh, I've had a thought. So this tank that she's in.
Yes.
Can you describe what it looks like?
Basically, what it looks like is, okay, I need you to think of the way that a syringe looked in the 19th century. Basically, you have like a glass tube surrounded by this almost filigree framework. Very Art Deco looking thing. It kind of looks like that. Very thick glass, which she's suspended in liquid, and there's basically this cage of goldish brass surrounding her. With a number of devices kind of inside, creating horrible torture.
Okay.
And also, it's basically
Tell me if this is
plugged into a bunch of machinery at the bottom.
fair. Tell me if this is too insane, because it might be. So, Chastity just got hit by a bunch of electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Can Josephine maybe grab that wire if she needs to? Yes, I know I'd take damage from this.
Okay.
But use a conjunctional correspondence forces, possibly prime and entropy, to correspondence through the electricity into the tank where she's being electrocuted and magnify that.
So basically, you would cause a feedback blast?
Yeah.
It is crazy, but you can try it. So
I would like to try it. I'm hoping that this would bypass some of the tank's resistance because I'm going through the electricity rather than the tank itself.
Okay, you know what? That's stupidly clever. So I've rolled this. Okay. So what I want you to do is going to be a 2-part roll. You're going to make me a dexterity and athletics roll, a difficulty 8 to grab the wire.
Okay, cool.
And then immediately you're going to make a soak roll.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Difficulty 8, you say?
Mm-hmm. Why are these dice loving me tonight all of a sudden? That's not fair for you guys.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Okay,
for
so
Dex and Athletics.
running forward, the ground is going to warp. You're going to be able to spring off of a piece of floor that goes up, grab onto the wire. Make me a soak roll.
That is 3 successes.
Okay, you're going to take 2 points of bashing damage as 5 successes course into you. It's going to jolt into your chest, and now you can make me a magic check. Now, you are going to be distracted by pain, so I'm giving you a +2 difficulty. You are going to be using Magnify Forces, and I guess correspondence right there. So you are looking at a difficulty of, this is absolutely coincidental, or mundane, because it's weird electricity in a science lab. So you're looking at difficulty of 5, 6, you're looking at difficulty of 7 right now. You can lower that with quintessence.
I am going to put 2 points of quintessence into it, and I'm going to spend a willpower.
So, and also you're using your main focus, right? Which for forces is...
I'm not, actually, not for forces.
It's a cable. You could tie it into a knot. You could do,
oh, that's true.
You could do
okay,
knot work.
yeah, sure.
As part of your
I could do knot
foci,
work with this cable.
which reverses it. So
okay.
you know what? That's pretty dope. I'm going to go ahead and give you that at a difficulty of 4. And you have a willpower point put in already.
That is 5 successes.
5 successes, so that is 4 successes with the counter magic I rolled, because I rolled real bad for this one. So that means that you are going to be dealing 19 dice of bashing damage to me. So I will roll to soak. Ooh, I got 1. Okay, so Josephine leaps up, grabs that, ties it into a knot, and you're going to watch the electrical current backtrack along. You'll see it, even though it's a galvanized wire, you'll see this bulge inside of it like an air tube being blown back as the electricity courses back inside. So you're at difficulty 6 for all of these, by the way. I'm gonna spend a hurt them more to reroll that. Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, 1d10 paradox.
That is 14 successes.
Holy crap!
At
So
difficulty
14
6.
bashing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, she is going to scream in blinding pain as this electricity courses through her body. She is still alive, but you can see blood coursing out of her eyes. Her skin is beginning to blacken from the electricity that is coursing through this bubble. Jesus, if she wasn't physically augmented to survive pain, you would have just killed her.
Josephine screams along with her as she's doing this.
That sounds fantabulous. And we are on Darcie's turn. Darcie, you are right beneath him, next to this tube. He is firing down into you. What do you do?
Perfect. So Darcie would like to attack the tube.
Okay, go ahead. This is going to be.
Can I use forces to give myself a bit of oomph on the attack with
You
the claws?
absolutely can. So,
Yep.
So go ahead and make me an Arete roll at a difficulty of 5.
Cool. +1 for my effects.
-1 because of the moon phase.
Okay. So perfect. 5.
5. Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So I want you to go ahead and make me a Dex and melee roll at a difficulty of 5 because this is a tube.
Okay.
It is basically like an air conditioning tube, like an air conditioning pipe, about the size around as a very large man's like bicep.
Oh, what's my you said 5?
5.
Six successes.
You know what? I'm gonna have you roll just for the amount of damage. But what you are going to roll me is, you said 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do me a favor, roll strength plus 14.
Strength plus 14.
Because you're at strength plus 5 for 1 success.
Yeah.
Everything after 1 success adds to your bonus. Then you're going to add +3 for your claws.
Yep.
Then you're going to add you got 2 successes on forces, which means that is an additional 5 on top of that. So, sorry, an additional 13 dice.
Okay. Okay, all right. This is a big pool, guys.
It is a big pool. So even if this is an armored tube, which I'm going to say it wasn't, even if I'm going to spend a hurt the more to say it was armored versus aggravated damage. So it can try to soak.
Okay, so 1 subtract, right? On damage, or no?
Ones do... Were we doing they do subtract on damage? Or not? I can't remember.
I forget.
I thought we said no
doing
because it
soak,
sucked to
I'll say
roll a
no.
bunch of damage and then have it be nullified.
I'll say so. You know what?
Okay,
I don't
but
want to make
I
that
could
roll
be
right now,
wrong.
so I'm going to spend your something good happens to say nah.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just taking away all of the ones that didn't succeed there. Make it a little easier to see. And 10s don't reroll unless you have a specialty in damage, right?
Unless you have a strength specialty, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. So that's gonna be 7 successes.
7 successes. Even if this thing was armored, you are going to rip through it like it is basically like a paper straw. Like you are going to rend this thing in twain and are going to hear that horrible breathing begin to echo out the end of the pipe.
Perfect.
Dr. Escoffier's turn.
Well, I was wondering if I could move to try and get closer to him.
You may try, because he is right there. I will give you a dexterity and athletics roll to do so.
Okay.
You are at a difficulty of 9, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this.
That's one success. Nope. That's a 6 or a 9. That's a 6. So one success.
One success. All right, you will be able to climb up on the podium. As you do, you can go ahead and make me a dexterity and athletics roll to try to dodge out of the way.
Cap, sounds good. Difficulty 6, I assume?
Yep.
2 successes.
Sounds good to me. As you lunge forward, he is going to turn and look at you and say,
I enjoy decollaring cats.
and is going to put his gun down. Make me a soak roll, please.
Cap.
So that is boop, boop.
I'm
boop.
spending a willpower.
That's probably good.
I was like debating if I did the willpower for the getting up there. I'm like, no, I'm gonna save this for the soak roll. Holy, 4 successes.
Really?
Yep, I rolled 9, 6, 8, and then my willpower.
Okay. I'm going to spend my drama bomb for this to happen anyway. And roll one more dice, which got a success. You are going to like hop up, climb up, and raise your claw, and there is going to be a little flash of light. And your right hand is no longer attached to your body. Another one of these precision bolts flies out, makes connection, and slashes through, dropping your hand to the ground. He is going to take aim and fire at...
Do I take any damage for that?
Yeah, you'll take 1 point of aggravated damage.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Man, no worries. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, that sounds dead. I'm like, I don't think I just got out of that.
I think I'm going to shoot you again, because you're at point blank range, and I'm just going to do a generic shot. Make me a soak roll, please.
Okay.
So that is... How'd you do?
I botched.
How many health levels do you have left?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay. He is going to glare at you, and as you run forward, he will say,
You should have left while you had the chance. Now you'll never walk away.
he pivots down, and there is a... and you are going to feel yourself fall to the ground as the lowest part of your body is now your upper thighs. The blade that fires out from this severs both of your legs at the thigh bones. You fall with one immense claw still out, enraged and in pain. Take 4 levels of aggravated damage. Evelyn, it is your turn.
Okay. Did Darcie get through the tube?
Darcie did get through the tube. It's been severed open, so theoretically, and it is made of like a cloth-like material, you could seal it and inject something into that.
What I would like to do is it very stiff or just fairly floppy?
It's pretty stiff, but with your matter abilities.
Okay. Well, because what I'm thinking is I have a couple things to shoot into it, and I would like to express that I probably have bleach and ammonia on me. And I would like to use matter to... Can I multiply those by transmuting, like, multiply them into...
With matter 4?
There?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'd like to basically fill him with mustard gas.
And this is going to bypass his magic resistance because the tube is not magic resistant.
And seal the end of it.
Okay, so
Or at least step on it to hold it in and not come out our way.
You can seal it with chemicals and like the equivalent of a zip tie or like rope that you have on you. I want you to make me, this is going to be a matter 4 effect to expand and enhance. Actually, technically it's only matter 3. But you have your chemicals on you, you have science on you, you have no wound penalties right now. So I want you to do me a favor and give me an irritate check at a difficulty of 6. Would you like to spend quintessence to lower this difficulty?
Yes, I have 2 points left, so I'll spend a point.
Okay, sounds good. I'd spend a willpower if I were you.
Yes.
I am going to see if mustard gas is in the book here. Anybody who has
I did look it up. Bleach was created in like 1780s. So I'm absolutely certain we have a liquid version by this point. This is before the creation officially of mustard gas. However, I am pretty sure people probably knows don't mix these two things together. It just wasn't named and made as a weapon of war before 1950.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also not that long before it actually was made into a
Exactly.
war, so
It's only like 20 years
the
from now.
technocracy definitely had it. Okay, so I'm just going to assume what it does.
At the very least, I would assume chemists would have known, don't combine these things. It will hurt.
Yeah, they probably didn't know what exactly or why, but they knew it definitely had a toxic effect of some sort.
Right? Because two common chemicals. I do not know if it's in the book.
Jen, do you want to check if it's
so,
in that?
I don't think it is, but I do have the poison section open.
Oh, perfect. What page is that?
I just know that
actually,
it
hold on.
burns your lungs to hell.
Yes.
Yeah, page 442.
Of the
has-
M20?
Of M20
Okay.
has like toxins, and then it's based on toxin rating and then difficulty,
Okay.
and gives you some examples of poison or drug that.
What's the example of the moderate high ones, like second from the worst?
So ammonia just on its own is at a toxin rating of 4.
Okay. So let's
And
upgrade
then
that.
bleach is at a toxin rating of 5.
Okay. What is there a 6?
There is a 6, yeah.
What is it?
So hold on, let's just see here.
Just seeing
So
if
the number of health levels that a
Actually, I'll
particular
be right back.
toxin
I'm gonna grab
reduces
my-
entries marked with a B. So it's lethal damage.
446.
442.
Okay. So pardon this one moment, audience, while we look
Oh,
up.
the difficulty of the character's stamina roll to resist the damaging effect. That's what the difficulty is. It's difficulty 9 to resist this, but it is lethal damage.
Okay.
So
So he has a stamina of 3 from late nights. Okay, I'm going to spend a something good happens to re-roll this. He's still got 3 successes. That's pretty... Oh, wait, it's difficulty 9?
Oh yeah, because level 6 is as at the level of bubonic plated anthrax. So anthrax is probably pretty equivalent to mustard gas
I would
for
say
that
so.
sake. So
well, and if ammonia and bleach are 4 and 5, you might as well bump it up, right? If you're adding
yeah,
them
and
together.
clouds of
basically.
toxins cannot be dodged.
Okay, so, and then how many dice of damage is that? So the toxicity, is that just per turn you take that much? The number of health levels that a particular toxin inflicts upon the infected and he can't get out of it. So that means that he is going to take 6 points of lethal damage automatically this turn.
Yeah,
as
and it
that
says
is-
drugs and poison cause this damage 1 or 2 times per ingestion unless the player makes a stamina roll, whereas
Okay.
long-lasting diseases
1,
inflict that
2,
damage once
3,
per week
4,
or
5. Okay. Jesus. That is going to flood into his system, and you are going to hear the breathing sounds stop as he begins choking. Blood.
Do you want me to roll for anything?
No,
first?
this is automatic.
Oh, okay. I don't even have to roll the magic.
You do need to roll the magic for that. So that is difficulty of
Okay.
5, I believe, and you need 1 success.
Okay, and that was with spending a willpower and a quint. So willpower gives me 1 success auto.
willpower
believe.
gives you 1 success auto. Basically, you just need 1 success on this to
Okay.
do this, and the more will just make it happen faster.
Let me re-roll some.
Oh no.
One moment. Okay, that is 5 successes plus then the willpower makes it 6.
Basically, you have just made it so there's no way that even if he gets out of this suit, it is all of the air has basically been converted into this with that roll. Including
Science bitches.
Oh, here is the thing. I need you to understand that what you have done is you've created a closed system at this point.
Yep.
This tube feeds directly into him. However, because of your matter effect, you've created a domino cascade that is beginning to convert all existing matter inside of this that is in a gaseous form into this. including, now I need you to remember that if this works, say like if you dropped a live wire into a pool, you electrify all liquid. The air presently in his lungs is part of this closed system. So you were not only introducing it directly to him, you were directly introducing this into him. He could not escape this even if he tried to hold his breath. His lungs are now full of mustard gas. There is no more air inside of this tube.
While she's doing this, Evelyn is going to shout to Josephine of, if his suit ruptures, produce wind.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. That is going to be your turn as you are going
Do
to
I
see...
have to roll damage, or is it just automatic?
This is automatic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the toxin rating in damage, which is 6.
So he just took... the toxin rating was, 6. So he just takes
And he'll
automatic
continue
6...
taking it every turn until he disperses or dies.
Yeah, unless he soaks 6 levels at difficulty 9, yes.
Yeah.
Per turn. And his stamina is 3. So he is going to start screaming. You are going to see, Darcie, as you are looking up at him from the ground, you can see through the visor this man with a very well manicured and waxed mustache. His eyes are beginning to turn red as the blood vessels burst.
And the whole thing is starting to look very dirty yellow.
Yes. Chastity, it is your turn. Would you like to spend a willpower to stay conscious?
I sure would.
Okay.
Yeah. I will do that. That is my willpower for the round.
You are connected,
Or for the
and
turn?
so you are connected with a mind connection, meaning that you have bypassed the premium for 1 round.
Mm-hmm. I want to throw everything I have into destroying this person's
Okay.
mind, because there's probably nothing sane left in it.
Okay.
And nothing, yeah.
Go ahead and make me an arete roll at a difficulty of 3.
Okay. And there's, for this type of casting, the wound penalties don't impact it.
You spent a willpower to supersede wound penalties.
Okay.
So you are at a difficulty of 3. Each level will be 2 points of aggravated damage.
Cool. I rolled a 7, 2 9s, and a 10.
The 10 will explode in this case for some strange reason.
Okay. And then it rolled a 6.
How many
So-
points of aggravated damage is that? Is that 10?
Possibly. That's 5 successes, I believe. Yep. If it's 2 per.
Okay, I normally don't get to say this in non-Dungeons & Dragons games, but can you please tell me how you do this? Because you're basically scannersing her. So you are forcing 10
Chassie's
points of aggravated damage into her mind after she already took 14 levels of bashing damage.
Yeah. So her heart, but like Chastity's heart basically like stops for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's only for a second. And then she's just sort of like grabbing her own head as she's trying to like reach out with her mind and probably has her hand out to try and focus it. And she's like just pushing as much as she can into pulling this connection that she's grabbed onto, just pulling it apart, which probably turned into pinkish, reddish brain melting as it comes out of nose and ears and eyes.
All right.
Into the liquid around and dispersing.
As that occurs, I'm going to do one final wild magic surge. I would like everyone here to make me a current willpower roll as her quiet goes off with her death.
Do wound penalties affect willpower?
Not for this, it won't.
Okay.
So, you are looking... I'm looking for 4 successes from you guys.
So I rolled
Do
a
10
6, a
still
3, and a
explode?
1.
A 10's to explode. Okay.
I got 4 successes.
You got 4 successes?
That's
You
it.
are fine.
I have 3 with a 10, so I'm gonna try and get 4 with a success.
Okay.
That's an 8. That's 4 successes.
Okay.
I believe I failed.
Chastity.
Oh no.
You are going to touch her mind, and there is going to be a moment of absolute pain. But also a moment of clarity as you find yourself. You watch as she liquefies, and you will find yourself standing next to her. She is a woman in her 40s. She stands over a bassinet with a still baby inside. She smiles back up at you for a moment and says in French, "Do you know what it's like to lose a life so small that you grew inside of yourself? I just wanted to give him the world, but I couldn't even stop him from rolling over in the night. His father must be so angry at me." And she'll turn, and you are inside of a room, a little baby nursery with blue and white striped wallpaper. And as she turns around, she touches a painting, a portrait of a young couple, herself some 15 years prior, before she was at an age where a child would, well, be dangerous. It was a miracle that this one was born. And the stern-looking man over her shoulder in the portrait, with his neat mustache and his youthful handsomeness, is none other than Dr. Escoffier.
I don't think you should worry about him anymore. I think you need to take a rest.
Oui. Carry it for me. She will smile, and you are going to collapse from agony. Please add the static resonance agonized to your sheet. You permanently now have a new resonance, Amy. Agonized or agonizing? You know, let's just call it static agony.
Sure, static agony. Get to add that to my other one I got recently.
You do. And let's have some fun. Boop. Final magic surge. That's going to be I need everyone to make me a strength roll.
I cannot make it.
Okay. You were already laying down, so you're
-5.
fine. You will automatically succeed.
Okay, cool.
Because you're already laying down.
I'm pretty sure I can't even try this with my wound penalties and everything.
So you are going to be slammed to the ground. Evelyn and Josephine, make me a strength roll. Difficulty of 6.
With her
One
death,
success.
does my hallucination go away?
Yes, it will.
Cool. Then I'm not at that wound penalties. I am going to spend a willpower on this, however.
Okay.
That's 2 successes with the willpower.
All right, 2 successes with the willpower. You are going to be fine, as basically she lets out this scream that bubbles through the water and fills everything around you. The ground is suddenly going to shift and come up beneath you. How many successes did you get, Evelyn? Difficulty 6? 1? Okay, that is enough, as suddenly reality unwarps around you. And the ground comes, gravity comes harsher. Evelyn, you are going to take some penalties to, like, movement next round just because of the weight on you, but it's going to be mild. All right. And with that, it is going to be Vivian's turn. Vivian is going to try to save Chas as she collapses on the ground. I have 1 point of willpower. I'm going to spend it. Oh, thank God. That is going to be Chastity. Please heal. How much lethal do you have on you? Is it all
So
lethal?
I took.
How much is it?
Yes, I'm at crippled in lethal, and I have
Okay.
a bashing in incapacitated.
Heal 8 levels of damage.
Okay.
She is going to lean over you, load chemicals into an old syringe, and say, I have to jumpstart this. And she's going to jam it into your heart.
So does that heal me completely, or does it reduce things down to bashing?
It just takes away the health level. So it starts with the lowest one. So the crippled, and then works its
Bruising
way
and
up.
the bruise.
It
okay.
starts at the highest and works its way up.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to figure out, was does it reduce it to, like, so it goes lethal down to bruising, like starting with the highest lethal, or do I start with I have incapacitated bruised, and then does it move up?
It moves up from the bottom.
Okay.
The most extreme damage heals first. How's that? That probably makes more sense.
That makes more sense, yes, because if I'm healing 8 points, that would just empty my boxes, but
Yep.
if we're doing it, okay, so I'm fully healed.
You're fully healed. She heals
Okay.
8 levels of lethal or bashing damage. Perfect. All right, top of the initiative. It is Josephine's turn. Josephine, you are going to hit the ground. You're going to see the water turn. It was originally blue. It is going to turn almost this sickly, purpley soup.
Am I still holding the wire?
You are.
Excellent. One of two things is about to happen.
Okay.
Either I have enough slack in this wire that I can reach the doctor and hit him with it, or I'm going to use Forces 2 Correspondence 2 to arc it towards him.
I think from where you are, you're about 20 feet away, so you'll have to arc it to him.
Okay, then I will do that.
Okay. So, go ahead. Ooh, I rolled counter magic, and it was pretty good. Okay, so arc, you are looking at a difficulty of 3 plus it's Forces 2 Core 2, right?
Yeah.
Difficulty 6. Difficulty 5 if you're using not work.
There's a knot tied in it
count
already
it.
to, cool.
Okay.
And I'm spending a willpower on this. Hey, okay.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I know exactly how this is going down. Okay. I've got
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, it's going to be -2 for that, which means there's still 1 success. Let me just roll something real quick to see how this gets through his armor. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. All right. It is going to arc out, electrifying him. And with his wound penalties, what is going to happen? I'm spending that something good happens. There is going to be a moment while the mechanical gears that help move this heavy suit of metal armor seize up. And you're going to see the rivets around his knees and hips snap. And he is going to trip and fall onto this U-shaped catwalk, where it is now the legless, one-armed Darcie's turn as she can crawl directly toward him.
Oh, I don't think she's going to crawl towards him. I think she's going to animate her severed hand and have it do the job.
You're within striking distance.
Oh, am I?
You are. He falls face first directly in front of you.
Okay. Oh, that's...
His suit seized
Figuring
up
out
and
that-
paralyzed.
Okay. Well, man, I was expecting the thing to do that. But she... Well, I guess push up with her stump so she can actually get angle, because stabbing down would be hard with one arm.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to make me an attack roll?
Yes.
I want you to go ahead and make me a dexterity plus brawl roll at a difficulty of 5.
Cap.
Spend a willpower for
Brawl?
wound penalties.
Cap.
Yeah, brawl.
Darn. Okay.
It's hand-to-hand
How many-
combat.
I know, you had me do melee last time.
Oh, did I? Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So dexterity and brawl.
Okay, spend a willpower for wound penalties, or else you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Otherwise, I'd be doing 1 die. My fast reflexes don't apply, which
No,
sucks.
that is only for
because I rolled
initiative.
2 10s. That's... What's my difficulty? 6?
Difficulty of 6.
That's
Oh, no, 5.
only gonna be
Difficulty
2
5, because he's
successes.
prone.
That's only 2 successes.
Okay, so still, you are going to roll me strength plus 4 aggravated damage.
Cap. Oh, I'm so glad ones don't subtract. It's gonna be 3 successes.
Okay, all right, I'm going to roll this soak. Oh boy.
Would I have gotten a better roll for using animate corpses?
No.
Okay. Using magic versus my own strength.
The magic would have been animating it. It still would have been like its strength, which is connected to you, I think. I don't know. Be a weird call in there.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. You are going to claw toward him, ripping into his face, ripping into the mask. Bits of this mustard gas are going to start shooting out through the rivets as the pressure equalizes. And you are going to punch through, slowly peeling back the layers in front of him. And then your razor-sharp claws are going to meet flesh. And without pause, bone. And then softer things beneath. What do? You only have to do one. You only did 1 level of damage after his soak. You only needed to do 1 level of damage after soak. What happens to him?
I think Darcie crawled, bloody, is going to go. I hope you burn in all eternity, forever. I curse you. I curse you to feel the eternal torment of everyone you've ever hurt, multiplied by every second they've been in pain.
Cool. And how does
And
he
I
die?
stab and
just-
he dies.
Through the eyes?
Through the eyes, yep. Through
Yeah.
the eyes into the brainstem.
All right. He
Just
let out a
pop,
choking
pop.
noise. And as that happens, mustard gas is going to start to release into the air. Evelyn, as a reflexive action, you can negate your effect.
Sure.
And just say that it aerosols and dissolves immediately. And with that, the room is going to stop trembling. And he is going to choke to death on his own blood and your claws reaching down his throat. What do you all do now that it is over?
Question.
Yes.
Is Chastity unconscious? I mean, she got healed and had essentially a syringe stabbed into her heart. Was that like
make
an
me
adrenaline kind of?
make
or
me a
is she...
stamina roll to wake up as you were healed. Difficulty
And
of 6. You just
Did
need 1.
Josephine take any more damage from the electricity
No.
by holding it? Okay,
No.
cool. She will let that go. She doesn't need it anymore.
Okay.
Evelyn would
That's a
like
10
to
and a
start
6.
raiding his equipment.
Okay.
I think Darcie passes out because she's crippled. She's one box away from dead. So I think Darcie just passes out from blood loss and stress.
Okay.
Cool. I suppose instead of raiding his equipment, Evelyn will see to Darcie first.
Vivienne will help stabilize her as well.
So I think.
Oh,
so I
okay.
got a 10 and a 6. So I'm guessing it's success.
You are going to
Pass,
flutter your
wake up.
eyes open with Josephine kind of like standing nearby you.
Josh just lies there and stares up at the ceiling for a second, kind of like rolls her head to the side to see where everyone is, but isn't moving for at first.
Josephine kind of just sits next to Chastity because she's also like, I can't help with whatever's happening over there, and also I'm tired.
Darcie, you are going to come to with a bit of excruciating pain as you feel your arm ground back into your stump. The bones forcibly fused together by a binding agent squirted into the wound. I had 1 point of quintessence to spend, and I spent it. You can remove 2 points of aggravated damage, please. I had 2 points of quintessence.
Whoa!
But that's all I have to heal you with, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm down to just wounded. I'm wounded now, not
you are
crippled,
legless,
so,
but you have both your arms. Your hands are going to return to normal. Are you all right?
I think Darcie she looks at her hands, clawed, and then she starts doing the like pat down of herself, and I think she gets to her thighs. And
it is perfectly cauterized. He was using a portable surgery gun.
Fucking wild.
I know, right? Evelyn, you are going to be able to, if you want to look around, you have all the time in the world right now. If you want to make me an investigation roll to search around, you can make me wits and investigation to grab as much information as you can.
Okay. Sorry, what was the difficulty?
Difficulty in here is pretty messed up between here and his files throughout the night. So I'll say difficulty 8.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay.
She's not necessarily looking 100% for information.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna make. He can make it up to her by gifting her equipment.
You will be able to salvage basically 2 dots of proto-premium from his armor.
Okay.
And the equivalent of 1 point of library. You may add that to your backgrounds.
Nice.
Ooh.
From his notes.
That's awesome.
Backgrounds.
Yeah. Can Josephine's had an idea. I don't know if this is going to be successful at all, but can I use Prime 2, I think it's Prime 2 Correspondence 2 or something like that, to locate the nearest node to see if there's a node in this building?
Absolutely. Taking a little bit of time. I'm not going to make you roll for it because you have all the time in the world to search for this. You are actually going to see that there is a node attached to the torture chamber. It was feeding quintessence in and using the innate ley lines of the structure to feed it through the building's, supply lines. It is a powerful node, a 3-point node here. And if you want, you can drink it dry.
I would love to do that.
Okay, the resonance might not be particularly juicy or good, but anybody here who wants to take some time to rest can roll a meditation roll to regain quintessence up to their avatar rating. If they have...
I would love to.
That sounds good. If you have Prime 3, however, you can just drink it like a milkshake.
Cool.
So
I
what do we
have
have to roll for?
You can roll me an int and meditation roll if you have meditation as a skill.
I do, actually.
Okay.
Not. Evelyn is going to kind of, after having looked around and whatnot, considering Darcie's hand got fused back onto her arm, that kind of negates what I've been thinking about asking Darcie. Can I take his hand?
Yes.
I'm going to cut off the hand at the wrist and take it with me.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because I would like to start animating it into a little servant.
That sounds great. You may
I
take.
I probably will allow it to deflesh and then bind it with some springs and wire and whatnot and
laminate it, maybe?
animate it.
Creepy.
I will use Spirit
it.
2 to animate it.
Query, do you want to keep it inside of the suit's glove?
I will keep the glove so that I can dress it when I need to.
Okay, so
you can dress it in little costumes for the holidays?
And I will keep enough of the rest of it so that I can seal the glove too, so that it can be nice and like anti-magic and get into areas. Maybe
we will discuss what you were doing with this premium.
But in the meantime, she's just gonna like take it to start working on it to make it into a little like spirit.
Yeah.
Thing.
Christine, you want it without flesh, right?
Yes.
With life, you could find bugs that will deflesh it for you fast.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna take it back till I have time to sit in a laboratory because I want to like wire it up and like give it some springs and stuff so it can like motorize itself a bit better. Because
absolutely
if it
ridiculous.
deflesh, which is cleaner, it's not going to have all the ligaments to move stuff.
Darcie would like to start growing her legs back, please.
Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to do a little bit of a time lapse. So, Josephine, how long are you going to attempt to siphon energy out of here?
How much am I allowed to take?
So if you spend a couple of hours here, we can just kind of round up and say that you could, your paradox is at 0 right now. So is. I will say that you could probably take about 12 points of Quint and start next chapter with 12 points.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Chastity.
and we were able to regain our
so if,
avatar rating in Quint too.
If you have prime,
Prime 3,
then you can actually take up to 12.
Oh, and that won't take away from what Josephine's taking.
Nope. You're drinking this well.
This is a powerful
And I will take up to 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I will take up to 12.
This node has 30 points of Quint in it. Every 10 points reduces its rating permanently by 1.
Is there any way to take in without doing meditation?
If you are just spending time there, I will say that working on this body is a form of meditation. You may regenerate your avatar rating in Quint.
Excellent.
And then using transference, you can transfer to Darcie. So Darcie can go ahead and heal those last points of damage, and will be able to fill her avatar rating with Quint as well.
Oh,
now,
nice.
Is there any way besides it going off for me to slowly get rid of Paradox?
You just, well, at your rating, it's going to just go off. If it's under 10, it will bleed down with time.
Or you have a familiar. My familiar
That's
beat
true.
it 10 points.
Not like 16 points. It's about to meet my Quint. I
Oh,
really need it gone.
Yeah, it needs to.
It's just not gone off yet.
It's true. All right. So we're going to advance some time. Unless, Chastity, you had another question?
Oh, that was a very strange conversation with a person who was dying in a place of visions and things, and they said, carry it for me. Chastity would like to do another scan of herself to figure out if something else weird has happened.
You are still absolutely uninhabited.
Okay, cool. No weird, quiet baby. Good.
No weird, quiet baby. One by one, you rest and recover. Darcie, you fuse your legs back on. Is there anything else?
I can just grow new limbs as life 3 to myself.
Okay.
So she just grows new legs. She does not want to touch her dead limbs that the doctor removed.
Okay, cool. So you're just going to leave those guys there to rot?
I think she doesn't want to think about it. So yeah, probably.
Josephine is going to take. Yeah, I was going to say.
Evelyn is going to destroy them to the point they can't be used to connect to Darcie again.
I just had to cross out.
Josephine was going to suggest that because correspondence.
That was going to be way easy to find you next chapter. Okay. So
Josephine is going to Specifically, go back to the room and clean up her hair and the brimstone.
Perfect.
And just kind of like, it's like she's gonna. Brimstone is a concussive thing, so she will make it burst a little fire just to burn those hairs.
Sounds good.
With nothing else attached to it, but it's not a focus for setting off the explosion anymore.
You finish meditating, resting, harvesting, and acquiring. And as dawn begins to break, do you let out the patients, or at least unlock the doors? Or do you just head off?
I think Chastity will try and release them.
Evelyn might suggest let's at least have a look and see if they are like completely crazy, or were forced, or just held like us. So don't necessarily want to let somebody experiencing that out on the populace.
Well, do they have records of who's here and their circumstances?
A certain amount.
It would take a long time to go through each one of those files. In present,
True.
there are about 71 patients.
I don't think we have time to go through all that. But I don't think this place is helping them.
Fair.
No. I think we should release them. And then I think we should burn this place down. So no one can rebuild it.
Yeah. Agreed.
It takes you the rest of the night and well into the morning to do so. Of the 71 inmates, patients here, by the end of your escape, there are about 56 remaining. 15 died throughout your escape, either having been siphoned into your quiet and killed by you, or dying through backlashes and manifestations of the straits. Some of them, one of them you'll see, appears to have died of shock, their hair turning white as they clawed their own eyes out. You'll find among them several mages, one of which is none other than Oscar Wilde. No longer the fresh-faced, middle-aged man, well, middle-aged for the 1800s, that you would have come across. He now is haggard and haunted and frail. And although somewhat witty as you depart, his normally barbed wit is shaky and pained. As day comes up around the countryside, you find yourself preparing for a long walk or horse and carriage ride back into the city proper. And as you do, the morning sun is greeted by great plumes of black smoke as the asylum burns to the ground. Inside of Paris, it is easy to make your way back to where you were staying, Vivienne's apartments. They have not been touched in a very long time, but the rent had been paid up in full. In fact, Vivienne had owned the property. There were no burglars, there were no vandals. And as you go inside, you can see that several of the animals unfortunately did not survive being inside of cages, but many of them broke out and were able to survive on their own. However, as you are there, you find that the place is empty of people. Amelia is not present. And as you are there, Vivienne will quietly begin to gather as many of her reagents and things as possible, muttering to herself the whole time, I don't think it's safe here anymore. They're gonna know that we're here. I have another estate in the country we can move to. Perhaps we should hide out for a while. Her voice on the edge of panic.
That's probably a good idea, but we need to find Amelia and Bran and...
And as you are looking around, you are going to hear a from the windowsill as a one-eyed cat looms in and leaps toward Darcie.
Maybe
Where have you been?
Solves that problem.
Bran is skin and bones. His fur clinging visibly between his ribs.
Darcie, I think, she just bursts into tears, and she just scoops him up and just can't say anything.
I tried to find
She's
you,
just...
but you weren't anywhere. I tried to sniff you out. But I knew you weren't dead. I managed to take care of the octopus. He's been living in the Thames. I don't know if it's been good for him or not. He's grown quite a bit. I was
So
a right
sorry,
side.
Bran.
I was a right side having to drag him all the way over there. Do you know how strange it looked? A cat with an octopus riding it. People pointed and stared.
Thank you.
Don't you ever run away from me again. And against his cross tone, you will feel the low vibration of a deep and satisfied purr echo against your chest.
I promise. I'm sorry. We were abducted. We were captured. We were tortured. We're here now. I'm so sorry.
He will just purr and curl up with you. Chastity, can you make me an intelligence roll?
Just intelligence?
Just intelligence to see if you can... Actually, wits and intelligence. My favorite memorization roll.
What's my difficulty?
Difficulty of 7 because you're a little fuzzy.
Apparently my dice liked me for this one. Okay, that's 2 8s, a 7, and 2 10s.
Okay, you know that you had discussed before and that Amelia had said that if anything goes wrong, she would go and look at your friends in the church for help.
Okay.
Because you had been taken to Notre Dame to visit with Sister, what was her name? Sister, she appeared in your vision.
Sarah? Sister Sarah.
Sister Sarah,
That's
yes.
what I've written down.
So, likely you'll be able to find a trail there. Although you might want to bring your friends. Could be a trap.
True. I would appreciate the company, though. In case it's a trap. There are some people who may be helping Amelia lay low.
For the time being, I don't think any of us should go anywhere alone.
Let me just gather up my things and I'll come with you.
Thank you.
I'll take you to where the octopus is after this.
Thank you.
He's fine, by the way. Real scrapper. Been eating all of the fish.
That sounds like Octavius.
And stealing things from fishermen when they try to catch him.
Good.
He's got quite a collection of Deutschmarks for some reason. All right. Do you all proceed to the cathedral? Oh, sorry. I said Thames. I meant Seine, the scene. My bad.
That's what I was
in my head.
kind of like.
Right? I was just like, wait, what?
It's fair.
Where are
No,
we?
Brand didn't take him all the way back to England. No, pardon me.
You know,
So it's
Brand
the
took him on a
Seine.
boat and then
And was like,
over the channel.
you.
Tossed him in the ocean. It was like, okay, go swim up to that river over there.
Sorry.
Yeah,
No. So
just
the first.
go
Okay.
that way.
Sorry, my bad.
Insane.
My bad. Le Seine. La Siente. Okay. With that, you make your way to the cathedral. Notre Dame stretches above you, beautiful and immaculate. Carved by the grace of God, built by the grace of God. It is a quiet morning there, a weekday, and as you head inside, it is not long before the sound of the outside fades away. The street noise and all. And as you head inside, you will soon come across a nun. A young one with a plump face who is working and arranging things in the rectory. She turns and smiles at you, and then, recognizing Chastity, will go, "Oh, excusez-moi, Chastity? Chastity Goodwin?
Yeah.
I'm Sister Sabine, and we only met very briefly, but it has been a long time. Are you all right?"
Better than I was. Sorry I didn't come sooner. I was detained.
It is quite all right. We took care of your friend for you. She's here.
Can I?
Of course,
See her?
of course. Yes, you may all come. Just be quiet. The service is... Mass will be starting for lunch soon. She will take you into the back area of the church, into the living quarters. And down a small flight of stairs, into the belly of Notre Dame. The old stone around you is full of stories and age. There's barely any light coming through tiny windows in this area. And she will take you to a small room off the side and knock on the wooden door. When you hear a familiar voice say in almost accentless French, "Yeah, come in." The nun leans in, says a few words, and the door will fly open, and you will see Amelia, her hair a significant amount longer, looser, turn and look at you all. "My God. You're fine. You're okay?" She lunges out and scoops Chastity into a giant hug. I thought you were dead."
Not quite. Not yet.
"Are you all okay?"
Darcie will be wearing a veil in front of her, almost like a mourning veil, because she's trying to hide her absolutely deformed black veiny visage. So Darcie is she will gently pull up the veil.
We've been better.
No.
The nun heads into Amelia's room. "Thank you." "God, you were gone for so long. You miss so much." She touches the side of your face, Chastity. I really could have used you all here.
I'm sorry.
I won't forgive you, she says with a smile, tears running down her face.
I'm just glad you were here and safe.
They treated me really well. They took care of me when I needed it, and they... I want you to meet someone. And as she turns, the nun will step out into the hallway, holding a small bundle. Amelia will reach over and pick it up, unveiling a small, cherubic face. I named him Teddy. To say that such an arrival was a shock would be to underplay the situation entirely. However, even such a jolt to the system soon dissolved into a joyous reunion, or at least as joyous as the exhaustion and deprivation we each suffered from could allow. Over the next days and weeks, things slowly returned to something akin, but distinctly dissimilar from, a sense of normality. The world continued to turn, almost to our surprise. The destruction of the cage brought down enhanced scrutiny upon Paris. Those with knowledge of matters spiritual claimed that strange entities had begun to prowl the rues and back alleys of the city and carry away any who attempted to flee or traverse to the spiritual realms. Radio networks broadcast across France looked to intercept correspondence magics, tag them, and hunt them. And from each of our contacts, we learned the reason, of course, was us. The Order of Reason was hunting two things: the women known as the Doves and the mysterious box we had acquired in London. The box that Amelia had safely shepherded inside of the walls of Notre Dame for us. And so now we hid low and healed, our hearts, our minds, and our bodies. Our scars faded, our hearts slowly healed, and Vivienne Freeman returned to her true life once more, with our help in procuring the necessary ingredients. But all too soon the noose began to tighten around Paris. By the time an early winter frost began to ravage the French grape crop, we had decided that our next plan of action would be this: the box must be taken somewhere safe, and barring that, destroyed. Such a thing was outside of the purview of any of us, however. And so we decided upon another plan: seek out Gilbert Saxon's contact in Bombay, or find passage to Concordia and seek out a master who was at once powerful enough and trustworthy enough to entrust the box to. A pairing that we did not expect to find easily. And so, it was that we took all of our money, and the money acquired by one particularly mischievous and thieving octopi, and booked a steamship to Cairo, where we would board a train bound for the heart of India. One way or another, it seemed that our future would be decided after our trip on the newly christened Empress Express. A silence fell on the sitting room as Penny Dreadful closed the book. She and Charlie sat in quiet contemplation for a long while. Nearby, Mr. Mistopheles spread out, having only perked up to the parts of the story where a cat was involved, and then began licking himself with some fervor. After what felt like hours of silence, Penny turned to Charlie and flicked her thick-lashed eyes down at his satchel, wordlessly asking for the next volume. With their rhythm established, Charlie reached into the bag and pulled forth the next book, but suddenly froze. "What's wrong?" Penny asked, concern flooding into her whisper. "The pages," Charlie said, pulling the book out. "We might have a problem here." He pulled the book out slowly, as if it were made of glass. On the cover of this book was embossed an image of a locomotive, a long trail of steam escaping its smokestack and outlining the words, "Death, on the Empress Express. The pages flowing from the spine were dark and mottled with stains that Penny had seen enough of during her youth to recognize immediately. The book was drenched in old, dried blood, which we will have to figure out more of when we begin Book 3, Death on the Empress Express, which will be coming in January. So, folks, that is going to be it for this episode of Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. How are you all doing?
Oh, I'm an emotional disaster. God damn it, Kelly. Oh, God fucking damn it.
Hey, I had been putting the subtext about Amelia in for a long time. She's now stuck in a nunnery.
That makes sense.
She's not going with you. She's got a baby to work out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And all the complicated feelings that gives Chastity.
Yeah, I know. Your seeking will be going up very soon.
Really fucking hope it's not that stupid goddamn devil baby.
Devil baby. We're going back. Let me go to the French countryside again. We'll go to the asylum again. That's a better background. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this chapter. It was a little shorter than the last one by about little under half, but I think it was more impactful than the first one. I think it was way worse.
It was a shorter story just in general, but that's fine, right?
Yeah, I don't want to I don't want to Netflix this and be beholden to like an episode count. I do dislike ending on an odd number. I do hate that.
Fair. Unless it's a 5 for me.
Yeah,
but
well, five's not an odd number.
Very...
It's half an even number. That's fine.
It's true.
We're weird.
But 7 is a lucky number for the Chinese, so
it's a lucky number for a lot of people.
Lucky number.
So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age. So let's do some debrief though. Let's talk about this for a couple minutes. How did you guys enjoy that?
Holy fuck.
You had fun with that, Christine? Your eyes are real wide. Couple of things. The torture device, it deals 10 dice of bashing damage on contact or empathic projection on mental contact. Once inside, she is just a really easy woman to kill. Helping her would have required a difficulty 10 leadership or empathy roll with 20 successes that mind magic could help. Because she was heavily conditioned. I made somebody cry. However,
you had me tearing up. Dude, this much longer. If I'd had to talk,
I should have made you talk. Unplugging her required a difficulty 9 medicine check needing 5 successes because, in parentheses, it is brain surgery.
Instead, we just did brain surgery.
Well, I said there are 2 ways to defeat her.
Surgery.
Kill her or free her. And I have different rules.
I did
His
both.
doctor's version of surgery, obviously.
It's true.
I killed her and it freed her.
Yep.
Right. I had 10 different wild magic things that could happen, like a full gravity reversal, spatial manipulation that could have surged things through your bodies. And then, of course, I had my Dead Space-inspired surgery gun. Which, by the way, I could have aimed for your neck with a difficulty 9.
Jeez.
Yeah. Right? So you guys enjoyed that?
I was very close to death that fight. I was 1 box away from death.
I think I was also.
Did you feel like you earned that?
Yeah.
I liked that I got to be very clever, and I didn't get hit once.
That was nightmarish, by the way, what you just did.
I was talking about certain chemicals, so you know what? I bet you I have bleach and ammonia.
Makes sense.
All right. So, folks, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. And for this season, this has been when we took our hiatus for Robin's Harvest. I was constantly getting like messaged by people being like, when's it back? When are we back? When are we back? When are we back? When are we back? Constantly. So it feels good to be loved. It really does. Next chapter is coming in January. It's going to be way quicker. And I guarantee if you liked this chapter, next chapter is far less psychologically damaging and is honestly just going to be a riot. Like, it's one that I've been looking forward to because it's like, it's the stress relief chapter. And
Fair.
I want
After this one, you need that.
I want you to do me a favor, and as we are going through it, I want you to watch Jen's face the entire way through. Because there's some stuff in it that's going.
Are you paying me back for zero sum bullshit?
Yeah. Because like what this is why I love putting like in Transylvania Chronicles coming up, you and Chris in a game together, because you both know the lore, and like when at the end of Dragonlance, when I said a single initial, you see Chris go. I love doing that, and you're going to see a lot of that on Jen's face probably. And I'm wondering how many hints I can give before she'll put it all together. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going to be happening in that chapter. I'm very excited.
Oh, I guess we can share with you our conspiracy.
Yeah, tell me the conspiracy. What do you think was going on?
Oh my God,
Marauder. Amy got Marauder real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a conspiracy board where we just all were writing what the fuck our thoughts were and what was happening.
Please, I want to know. And,
it's wild.
I'm copy pasting into our ping chat right now.
Oh God! Okay,
Please do.
on.
I want to revisit it.
I'm gonna look at this thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Boarding house mentioned his son wasn't in game one. Seems so sus. Teddy is now with us. Has apparently stayed over several times and accepted by the proprietress. Darcie's family's coming down. Hold the goddamn phone. What family? I thought she was an orphan. Response to that. What is going on with Evelyn? Separation from husband rather than Teddy. Madam is in the awake zone. Yes, but she seems not aware. Evelyn pretends to be in the dream world. How long have we been here? A year.
In all caps.
You have been there. The baby is about 5 months old.
Yeah.
And I knew that from the beginning. That was going to be the ending of the chapter, was you meeting the baby.
Oh my gosh.
Well, because I mean, you guys the three of you slept together, so at least I don't know what happened with Chastity, but I do know what happened with Amelia. Amelia got nailed. Oh my God, there's like 5 pages of what the.
It was all the episodes until we figured out what was going
Josephine
on. Like it was all.
Oh yeah, where did I
all
put
of us just
Marauder in?
rambling.
Bust of Keith for
Just
Sutherland.
screaming.
Mad Cackling, I love Marauders is from Amy. By episode 2. Yeah, the
Element reminds me of Marauders. Did some fucker bottle quiet is what I said.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that was in
basically.
episode 2.
The idea of using quiet to so the original idea behind the screen is that there were 4 Marauders. I dropped it to 3 because I felt like it was getting a little long in the tooth. But I wanted to have a Marauder based off of period French literature / English literature, like modern. Then I wanted to have one that was similar to like the Musketeers. And then I was going to have one because there was a French revival of Greek mythology and Greek writing. So I was going to have a series of episodes that was going to be based on Ovid's Metamorphosis. But I wasn't really vibing with it. I was like, oh, this is a cool idea, but I don't really see how it was not just going to be more of the same for you at that point. It's like, oh, no, we're in Greek time. It just felt a little meh. So I dropped it down to just being Marguerite and her chaos energies. And I think that was probably the better call overall. Other things about the chapter that you might like. So I did a lot of research on things here, obviously. And some fun things to know are that at that time, France led the world in institutionalization. Also, let's see, benevolent paternalism is the society. There was just a ton of stuff. So led Europe in institutionalization. There were 65,000 people in institutions in France by 1900.
Oh.
In 1820, there were 5,000. That's the factor it went up in 80 years. 65,000 people. Gender as a cure was a constituted response to those who did not embody the ideal of gender norms. Degeneration theory was that actions that violated conformity made you a degenerate and could be fixed. Hysteria was contagious in French medical thought at that point. Gender conformity and health were the same. There was conjugal rebellion, a private railway, and so on. So this was a very rough chapter to kind of work into. It was rough, yo. And I hope that everybody got through this chapter.
Very good job.
I hope I did a respectful job, because there were a lot of issues in this chapter that were very touchy and were not necessarily something that I felt were necessarily my story, but it felt like it needed to be said, I guess. So hopefully, I hope I did it with respect and that you enjoyed it. And my God, the horrific scene of a mutilated Darcie clawing that man to death as he chokes to death on mustard gas. I wasn't expecting how he was going to die. While he is crippled by electricity to a metal grate, I might add.
At one point in the chat, I said that Team Arson has evolved into Team Justified Murder.
Team Justified Murder.
Because we were all horrible monsters during that, in like the grand scheme. But no more, like less of a horrible monster than he was.
Oh,
I honestly,
100%.
normally when you kill with magic, you generally like pick up negative resonance. At this point, I'm going to give you a pass. I think your avatars are going to be like...
Yeah.
No, I think your avatars are going to be like, fair.
Darcie's resonances are entropic merciful and bloody static. So, you know, I feel like Darcie's really honing into her resonances right now.
All right. So before we wrap, I want to say you got 3 points of experience from the chat. And it's the end of chapter, so I'm going to give you 5 for a total of 8 XP for the night. Also, there's a period of downtime, so you may buy whatever the hell you like.
I'm definitely going to buy Prime 3. And then what are attributes? What's the times?
4 times.
Times 4.
Okay, so I need 8 and then 16. That's 24. I still have 4. I can get Strength 3 and Prime 3. Yeah,
All right.
it's still 4
So
points
Chastity,
left.
what are you thinking?
What do I buy up to 4 first? Prime, mind, or time?
Okay, so do you want examples of what you can do with those?
I kind of know what you can do. It's just that I'm trying to figure out what would be the most interesting here.
You're going to pre-program time
I
effects
guess
with time 4.
I know.
Someone tries to
Okay,
get into
who
your
else
mind.
has-
You prime
I
blast
feel
them?
like Chastity's been focusing on mind a lot.
Yeah.
So that might...
Yeah.
And that's only times
Because
7
time
for
isn't
you.
one of my... Yeah, so times 7 versus 8. Times 8 for time.
Well, what did you take for...
Prime.
You took
prime
mine
and
for the prime mind. Okay.
Cult of Ecstasy, and then
So yeah, that would
Prime
only be
is my
21
Celestial
XP
Chorus.
to get that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
But so I have 27. So I could get either, I think.
You could.
With the quint that I pulled from the node, you said that most of it has, some pretty negative resonance. Do I have any of that temporarily while I have the quint, or?
I'm gonna say let's not worry about that too much for the next one.
Cool. I'm also just curious what they are, because I'm pretty sure
Ooh,
having that energy in my body
boy.
feels a thing.
I would say pained. I would say static overseeing.
Okay.
And I would basically say, help me think of some resonances here that basically would feel like a prison warden in a panopticon. Like all seeing.
Yeah. All seeing.
Judging.
Yeah. Judging. Oh, judging's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say this would make you feel very paternalistic.
Okay. Cool.
And as for Darcie's veins, I think, Darcie, you might be wearing a veil for the beginning of next game. Your eyes will be back to normal, at least.
My eyes will? Cool.
Your eyes will be back to normal.
I've been looking at veils for like the last 20 minutes to see
Panopticon.
about that.
Folks, I am really excited for next chapter. Our wonderful graphic designer, Michael, has redesigned our entire look. Which I will not show you until next time. But it is going to be absolutely fantastic. Our art's going to be more front and centered. Everybody is going to, it's going to look a little more like our current gen stuff. Not our current gen stuff, but our current generation stuff. And it's just fantastic. Like, he did a fantastic job. Speaking of which, you can see Michael tomorrow here on Planescape at noon. So you definitely should come out and hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll see Robin too, and Amy too.
And Amy.
And maybe Jen and Christine in the chat if they come by and say hi. I don't know. But you'll see everybody else, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Does anybody have anything they want to say on the way out?
That was a lot of fun.
Again, God damn it!
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to getting started on my little golem projects.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age. A big thank you to our sponsor, Bookwyrm Games. Don't forget to go there and use code DorkTales to save 10% on your orders. And a big thank you to our patrons. Honestly, our patrons are the backbone of the channel. And they always have been since the beginning. So thank you so much to all of you who have been supportive and have come and joined and helped us do other World of Darkness projects and helped me do things like, eat, because eating is good. And I like to do it. And I really appreciate everything. I want to do a big thank you to my mom for many reasons, but the least of which being our divine patron. So thank you very much, Mom, and Bob. Thank you to my demonic producer, Precarious, who is our evil but fun Funkle. Not by blood, but by awesomeness. And you can see him tomorrow at Planescape. Our Wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, and the Ink Goblin, who is a huge fan of Victorian Mage and has given me a ton of cool ideas. So thank you very much for that. And our High Council of the Patreon, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Sorcerer Sanguine, and Mike Baxter. You're all awesome. You're just fantastic. And to Mike and everybody else who made this happen, and Brahahaga, our artist, thank you so much. Brahahaga is also doing the art for Transylvania Chronicles. In fact, our art's already done for it. And it looks real good. And
Can we
What?
talk to Brahahaga about getting maybe some updates for book 3?
You can, yeah, if you want to. If you want to get some updated art, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to update their art. I need to know for book 4, I think you guys will probably end up in Concordia. There's a good chance. So I've got 3 places you could go in book 4, and I want to get a weigh in from you, and I want the audience to tell me where they want you to go down in the comments or live in the chat right now. So we have a couple of options. We have Concordia, so going to Mageland. We have the Far East, where you can fax Abraham Lincoln with a samurai, or the Old West in book 4.
Yeah, I'm definitely for voting for Wild West.
Wild West will happen no matter what.
Yeah, see, I like Wild West, but I'm also desperate to experience Concordia. So
Yeah.
All
Fair.
right, so go ahead and let us know where you'd like them to go, and I'm just curious what you think. But okay, I'll prepare all of that. It seems like the Far East is, the chat likes that, but it looks like there's a lot of love for Concordia and the Wild West and the Wild Wild West, where I get to have a giant mechanical spider fight you, as is tradition. It was the villain in the Wild Wild West.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Have you never
movie.
seen the Wild Wild West with Will Smith? You probably shouldn't. It's awful.
I absolutely have not seen it.
I have
amazing.
not.
It's amazingly
It's amazingly
good.
awful.
Yeah, there we go. It's on the same
we should
level
all-
as Van Helsing, but without the good soundtrack.
we should have a group watch.
We should have.
There
a
we
good
go.
one. God. All right. So, hey, big thank you to everybody on onyxpath for making this game, and to all of our friends and patrons out there. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. We will see you next book here on Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. Good night, everybody. Bye.